Vac. Can you hear me, Chris? Because I disconnected.
Yeah, I hear you
Okay.
now.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, I heard a couple of disconnections. I'm not sure what the Discord sounds mean though. So
About chat. I want live.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. It's another week, it's another season, and it's all coming to an end. This is Tetris Friendly's The Best of 99, season number 5, the grand finale. 11 long weeks have come and about to go as we prepare for these two fighters to finish it out, finish strong, and get their last licks in before our final major of the year. This is the king of the restreams, your host with the most for the best of 99, and I'm accompanied with two fine gentlemen. In fact, you could say they are two Lifetime Achievement Award winners. Of course, we have the Cal Ripken of Class Tetris, Mr. Chris Bidwell here with me tonight, but we have a very special guest joining for this one. He's got to get his reps in before Jonascup. He is the legendary gamer and the first ever Classic Tetris Lifetime Achievement Award winner. Folks, it is my esteemed honor to bring in the legendary Chris Tang. Chris, good evening, man. Welcome in. It's the finale of the Best of 99, man, and it's been an exciting season. We've seen both Batfoy and Matt Martin duke it out. Each week it's been pretty close. This is our closest race that we've seen so far, and certainly it's been one that's exciting. Those 2019 vibes have been very strong this year.
Yeah.
Right? So why don't you speak on how momentous this has been and how it feels?
You know, going into the Jonas Cup, like it's 2019, getting those vibes, like there's a lot of electricity going on in the scene right now. Like I know they just had that Tap Masters, and Joseph Saley came back, and then we've got Matt Martin and Batfoy. So it's really a lot of stuff going on. I know you've got that huge main event coming up with Corian. You know, just to see all that come together again. And a lot of the people who, you know, got into our scene was from this era where you had rising stars, you know, with Joseph Saley, and then Batfoy. I think Batfoy is really cool in that you can have your Joseph Saley, but then when you have another generation of players who are wondering whether they can actually take up that mantle, they're like, oh, this guy's he's the only guy that could do it. If Joseph Saley's the only guy that could do it, then I can't do it. but Batfoy proved that another young star could rise to the challenge, and get into the top echelon of CTWC. Way back in 2019. So Batfoy being one of the first early stars, and then Matt Martin coming in at around the same time, also making a name for himself, and them having that rivalry and be able to relive that here in 2025 is amazing.
Absolutely. No, this is what a renaissance we've had. The DAS renaissance really started a couple of years ago. Our friends out in Germany really kind of got the ball rolling, and ever since then it's taken off, and DAS tournaments have become very prevalent leading up to now we have our own here in North America, the Jonascup, properly fitting. Bidwell, you've been here with me pretty much the whole entire way. You've seen the progression that both players have had. This is the last week. This is the week that they got to go all out, right? So what do you expect from both as we get to our 99th game?
If I remember correctly, Batfoy's sitting at 36 wins, 35 wins, 36.
Yeah.
I really want to hit 40. That 40%, 60-40, 3-2 ratio is about as close as it gets between two competitors in Classic Tetris. A lot of matches go 5 or 3-0 out of best of 5, sometimes 3-1s. Maybe you'll get deciders here and there when they're close up. But over the course of 99 games, it's rare to have two people this close. And as you said, this is the farthest that a losing player, I hate using that term, but the second place, the runner-up player, let's just be nicer about it, has gone before eventually losing that 50th game. So like the 2019 vibes are back. DAS is still a thing here, and it's kind of the nice gateway between the current players who do play in the DAS style and keeping the older players in there. That continuity between the older generations and the current generations, it's romantic to me. I'm a sucker for this game, partially because it's been a competitive staple since 1990, when that man to my left, I got to look at the screen, my left and my right, but was in the 1990 World Championships playing the same very game back when we were 13, 14 years old. So it's just beautiful for me.
No, that's very well said, and it's going to be a beautiful night. This is it. Our final round is going to be taking place. Let's go over the info for those that might be joining for the first time and such, but this is the Best of 99 season number 5. Batfoy, Matt Martin. It's round number 11. We're coming to the official end. End of summer happened, a couple of weeks ago. Now is the end of our summer here for Classic Tetris. Let's go over the rules for you folks that are unaware of how this all works. For each week for the last 10 weeks, because this is now week 11, we have played a round of 9 games, so we'll do the same thing once more tonight. This will be games number 91 to 99. This is the end. All games that will be played on level 18 starts. Games with top out scores under 100,000 points will be replayed. We call that the Louis Scooey rule. So that way that kind of gets players to be forced to make sure they get over that threshold and not really have cheap wins like early top outs that we've seen. And we'll talk about some of those numbers in a little bit. Mullining is permitted at the discretion of each player. If you're not familiar with the term mullining, that means a player continuing to play on even though their opponent has topped out and try to get a high score. So every single game, a player can choose to do that if they would like. And we've seen that both players have taken advantage of that at times. The first player to reach 50 wins the Best of 99. Matt Martin completed that task last week. But we will continue to play all 99 games because that's the whole point of this. And we can take a look at the overall schedule that has occurred. So we've got that all updated here. As I mentioned, Bidwell, look at all those 5-4s. July 30th, August the 6th, August 13th, August 27th, September the 10th, and October the 1st. By my count, 6 of the 10 rounds have all been 5-4s, with Matt edging out Batfoy 5-1 in that manner. We've had, I guess you can call them quote-unquote 2 blowout games, the 7-2, and then we had the 6-3s along the way as well. That gets Matt to his 54, Batfoy to his 36. Tonight is our finale, so we'll see how they finish it out. And certainly, the one thing that I know Mr. Chris Bidwell has been waiting for is let's get some stats, baby. What's the latest news? Where are we going with this? So here we are, the Best of 99 through the years. Again, thank you very much to
the years.
Bidwell's gonna serenade us tonight, huh? He's in that kind of a mood. We're going to go through the years and look over the stats. We did go over this before at the beginning of the season to kind of get a sense of how things were in past Best of 99s. Now we're going to take a look and compare it to this Best of 99. So let's look at it one more time real quick. Our very first season featured these two players. Louis Scuey from Canada, the innovator of the 99 series, along with Ben Mullen, kicked things off. Ben was victorious 63-36. So essentially, Bidwell, Matt would have to go perfect tonight in order to match Ben's number of 63. So it'll be a very tall task. Louis was the only one with a max out that whole entire season. Ben was not able to accomplish that. You can see down at the bottom, Ben's highest score was a 959,000 game. But when we look at season 2, you'll see some interesting stats there.
What? Wait. What the hell is Ben doing to his neck?
I don't know.
Okay.
Is he trying to feel for his Adam's apple? I don't know.
pick a better pick next time, Dan. All right, never keep going.
Well, you know, you got me. You got me there. So you can see over here the high scores, the consistency levels that we're looking at too. Those are things that we're capturing in the data of the stats. So Ben, with 49% of the games played, he reached the 500K threshold. 29% of the time, he got to 600K. You can see Louis kind of keeping up in that regard for both of those. But more or less, there were a lot of games that kind of finished under that 500K. So players did not Mullen per se back then. And the high score for Ben, 47 million to Louis' 44 million. It's actually pretty close. Even though we're looking at 3 million point difference, it is a pretty close number when you consider the number of games get played and if they were looking to Mullen thereafter. So good stuff there. That kind of got us kicked off in the beginning, our first season. So in season number 2, Ben, our returning champion, comes in. He's looking for an upgrade. He wants a different fighter. Oh, we gave it to him. Jeff Moore comes in, and absolutely after week number 1, because we always talk about that. And I don't know if you were there, Tang, to watch that first episode, but Ben just blew Jeff out of the water. 9-0 drubbing. Jeff seemed defeated. He seemed like this wasn't going to be for him. He was second guessing himself to the commitment. We took a week off. I gave him a little bit of a pep talk, telling him, "You got 10 more rounds, man. Let's see what you can do." And he ran with it. He ran with it. You can see there after the 9-0 drubbing, Ben only able to come away with, you know, about 26 more wins out of 90 games or so. And Jeff, 65 win count was the record at the time. So he really gave Ben a bit of a beating. 3 max outs overall. The number that we're going to keep our eyes on is that under 100K threshold. So Ben, the season before, he had 10 of those. Now he's up to 15 with the higher competition. Jeff, 7 under 100,000 points. So 7% of the time, Jeff is having a very early top out in that regard. 51%. You know, Tang, you look at these numbers here, and you can see consistency level from Jeff, very good. And that ended up being the renaissance for him, as you know, because you got to see it in 2022 when this season took place.
Right.
Jeff, 4 max outs as an ass player, the world record at the time.
Yeah, that's just a testament to what the best of 99 can do for a player in terms of giving you that grind, giving you that chance to really hone your consistency and find your target areas, find problem areas in match play that you can adapt to and improve upon. So when you lead up to something like CTWC or the Jonascup, in this case now, you know, with the season ending right at the right time just for that, both Matt Martin and Batfoy are going to get to reap those rewards as well.
Indeed. You can see the high score was 1,085,000. Jeff had that. He had that high score. That was the highest score of all time, and we're going to go through the season to see if anybody else could beat him. Overall score, 52 million. That is, 5 million more than what Ben had the previous season. Ben dipped down by 2 million. So tough opponent for Ben Mullen. He falls down. Jeff, supreme. He becomes the champion. He comes back for season 3 and faces his favorite rival. It's Alex Kataru Kerr. What an upgrade bit with it. Well, we're just continuing. When we go on this trajectory, we're just like elevating the player base, right? Yeah. So you see here the win count for Jeff. Go ahead, Biddle.
Shoot the moon. Keep going.
65 wins for Jeff. He tied his record again from season number 2. Alex gets the 34 wins, ties Ben in season 2. Max outs, Jeff gets 3 on that one short of his previous one. But here's that number, Bidwell, right? That number 5. 5 less than 100K early top outs. That is the all-time record at this moment held by Jeff. That shows you 5% of the time he'll have a top out less than 100,000 points. Incredible. He jumps that number up here, Bidwell, for the 500K. He's at 61 games now. 61% of the time he's getting to 500. 46% of the time, 600K. Astonishing numbers, wouldn't you say?
I mean, Chris was here since the beginning, but I seem to remember the footage from 2010. The Jonas Harry finals, they didn't even get to 500K, I don't believe, or definitely didn't get to 600K. So just the evolution of. Yeah, go ahead.
Basically, if you're able to get 500,000 or 600,000, you're guaranteed the entire championship.
And here, Jeff's pulling it off more than half the time, but Alex is not much further behind with over 55%.
Yeah.
And the drop down to 600,000, which requires a good run into the 19 play, which obviously, again, in 2010 wasn't happening for most of the players except for at the very top. You just see the level of consistency that, Alex was there that first year. So even though he is behind in this threshold, you just see how much his game has improved over those 15 years since that original tournament back in the day.
Yeah, that's incredible to see too, because you put Alex Kerr of today back then, and he could be, he could have won the whole thing. And that's,
Sure.
a testament to them, an improvement of the player. And you don't see that too often. Like, I believe that the other player I noticed does that is Corian, where he's like 1 year behind, he would have won the whole thing. But yeah, getting to see that in a player that's been there from the very beginning, like Alex, is amazing.
And you can see the consistency level is looking real good. That the opponent also pushes the player to get these great numbers and elevate themselves. You can see Jeff finishing with 57 million points. That surpasses the 54 he did the season before. Alex at 49 million surpassed Ben's 47. So at this point in season 3, both Jeff and Alex held the total score record between the two players. But then we go to season 4, and Bidwell, oh my God. Records smashed when we look at it. Holy crap. Sharky comes in and he absolutely obliterates records. 74 wins for him in the best of 99 series. 74% of the time he took the games. Jeff stuck at 25. Now, when you look at the win count and so on, and there was a 9-0, I think, one night that did happen. When you look at that, you think Jeff just was no match for Sharky. But look at the numbers, right? Look at the numbers. Sharky with 17 max outs in the season, the all-time record. No one's catching him right now. So that is certainly his to own. But then you can see Jeff with the 7 early top out, Sharky with the 6. So Jeff's 5 still remains tops in there. He did get those 4 max outs to tie his own personal record, sitting at 2nd now. But look at the numbers here, Chris Tang. 71 games for Jeff, over 500. Sharky, 84 games. My God, consistency level, insane.
Yeah, just the sharpening of the blades there for both players is phenomenal. And I look at those numbers now, and I go back to the entire history of competitive Tetris, and I'm like, we're at the point now where it's that much, even with DAS, right? Like having that kind of consistency of play, getting those high scores, the 600,000 over with DAS, over half the time. Yeah, that just being able to see that history unfold over the past decade, I'm blown away.
Without question. It's insane. He's broken records. 600K, 73% of the time. Jeff, 53% of the time. So, Bidwell, that kind of tells you, like, Jeff was keeping up with him in more than half the games. The problem was that Sharky just kept going and going and going till you get to kill screen, and all those max outs certainly made a difference. Jeff's max out here at 1.05, almost tied his record before at the 108. Sharky was trying to aim for that, could not surpass. He was trying to get that 1.1, couldn't get it, so at 1.06, he sits there. But the 73 million points for Sharky, that is currently the all-time record. And Jeff at 60 million, no slouch there. A 13 million point difference just shows you that Sharky was putting up high scores almost every single game, and it's tough to beat someone like that, right, Bidwell?
Absolutely. Sharky is going to be one of the favorites coming up at Jonascup again, but Jeff Moore's trajectory was still increasing. So again,
Yeah.
he's not sitting on his laurels like, oh, I'm just good at this game, I'll never play it again. He's improving, but just not to the degree to get up to a Sharky level, who since 2019 in his first year has pretty much cemented himself as one of the top 10 DAS players in the world.
Without question. So there you go. That was season 4 in a nutshell. Records broken left and right. So that brings us now, Bidwell, the moment you've been waiting for, season number 5, through the first 10 rounds. Where do our players fall within this spectrum? Each year has just gone up and up and up. So where are Batfoy and Matt Martin? We took a sneak peek of them at halftime. So they were on trajectory to kind of reach that Jeff 60 million point record. Let's go see where we are right now through the 10 rounds. Batfoy, 36 wins, as Bidwell mentioned. He's 1 win away from taking the most wins from the losing opponent. Matt Martin at 54, looking to try to maybe get another 6-3 to get that nice 60. We'll see what happens there. The number of false starts, we call them early top outs here. Batfoy with 8. So single digits here. That's still tremendous. Usually we've seen the losing opponent, aside from Jeff last season, with double digits. So Batfoy going to try to stay away from that. But Matt Martin, that consistency number, it's at 4, Bidwell. We've got to know that number was there. It's there now officially. He can go perfect tonight. He'll have the all-time record for the least amount of 100K top outs or under. Consistency, 68 games for Matt Martin with over 500K in his pocket. Batfoy at 52. So right there on the cusp. So that's why these games have been so close, that they've been just going at it. The 5-4s we've seen all the time. That's the reason why. They are just so close and closely matched up. 600K is Matt at 59 so far versus Batfoy's 34. The max outs, you can see Matt Martin with 7. That means he's second all time. Batfoy does have 1 on the list, so that is a good achievement for him. The highest score total belongs to Mr. Matt Martin at 1.113. He has broken through, and he's done it not once, but he's done it twice. He's got 2 1.1s on his docket. I'm sure he's going to look to add to more. So he did come close last week. Chris Tang, we were watching. He had a 1.110, so 1,110,000 points, just short of breaking that 113. And he got droughted at the end and could not get that last Tetris on 28. So certainly we could have seen history there. Batfoy keeping up with him with a 1.082 million score, just shy of Jeff's record. So Batfoy will sit in the number 3 hole for the highest score. And the point total's there, 47 million for Batfoy right now with this 9 games left to go. Bidwell, he's right there on, where we saw Ben on a winning season have and what Alex had in a losing season. So he's right there. He's going to eclipse them and be pretty high. Whether he gets the Jeff number, that'll be another story. But Mr. Matt Martin, absolutely looking to surpass Jeff's 60 million at 58,215,000 points. Easily will eclipse the 60 million threshold. He will not be able to catch Sharky at 73 at this point, but certainly I think looking pretty good in second place. And with that high score of a 1.1 million, Bidwell, I think Matt very happy with his results this season.
Definitely. You're thinking roughly about a 500,000 point average over 9 games. That's 4.5 million. And that'll put him up into the 62 range and maybe even get higher than that. So just a fantastic run for Matt Martin and for Batfoy for keeping up with basically the second best run ever in this series over 5 seasons. So again, the two things we're going to look for is I want to see if Batfoy can get to number 40 wins tonight. And Matt Martin can maybe increase his max out count to 8, 9, or maybe even 10. Double digits would be freaking sweet. That's a tall order. And lastly, those false starts. If he gets a perfect run tonight, he's done it several times this season, he will have that record. And frankly, that's a consistency record that is something to be extremely proud of.
Indeed. So things to watch for tonight. All those goals in place. And one last thing, one last piece of business that we have to do. The pièce de résistance for our final episode of the Best of 99 tonight is our players have been getting some advice, some good knowledge from our legends, from our Lifetime Achievement Award winners, and we would be remiss if we didn't have Chris Tang himself to give that wonderful advice. Sir, give the keys to victory for our players this evening.
So Batfoy's got nothing to lose. He's done the series. He's done the grind. We're gonna get to the 99 games tonight. Enjoy the fact that you've survived through all of this, and going into Jonascup, you get that experience and you get that consistency that you get. So working on that is the next thing. Where will you have any early top outs? That's the one thing that you could do in this format, which you can't do in actual match play, is get the early top out and not count it. But no, now you have to put that behind you, work on the consistency, make sure that every single game is the game that you want to show going into a major competition. So yeah, go all in. Let it all these 99, everything you've learned, all the strength that you've gained, let it all come together. And you guys were talking about it last week that historically the players that participate in Best of 99 come out of it. It's like the Dragon Ball Z hyperbolic time chamber. You come out of it and you're like a new player. And I love the fact that Batfoy, being one of the first of the young stars to come out of inspired by Joseph Saley, inspired by Boom Tetris for Jeff, Batfoy is right there. This is Batfoy's time to shine coming out of this Best of 99 hyperbolic time chamber. Go all in, go all out, and Portland's waiting for you. And for Matt, congratulations, Matt. Also, I'm super happy seeing a player in it this long evolve and improve. And just like Jeff Moore before him, going through Best of 99, I would call Jeff Moore like the YOLO player who would get into bad situations and then top out. You'd wonder, it's like, wow, why would anybody get into those situations? But then seeing a player be able to get out of, seeing Matt play now, it's like, he's like a brand new player. I'm seeing him do these amazing maneuvers, things that just wow you when you see Matt survive them. I'm not sure. I'll probably come up with some kind of metaphor or some kind of catchphrase for it, maybe in time for Jonascup. But yeah, Matt, the fine wine of classic Tetris, getting better with age. Congratulations. Don't lose your focus. Use this momentum from Best of 99. Like I said for Batfoy, take all the strength you took from this grind, put it into Jonascup. You're going to have to go against big guns. You got to go against Fractal and Sharky and Dog and Andy. You got to get serious. This is the time. You're gonna make your mark. Second year of the Jonascup. This is it. You came right off the hot off the heels of winning this season. Take it to Jonascup and take it all.
Perfectly said from our Lifetime Achievement Award winner, Mr. Chris Tang. Hopefully our players will take the keys to victory and lead them to success for this final round.
I'm so pumped up. God, Chris Tang, what a legend.
Thanks. No, it's a lot of fun watching this and being a part of it. It's a real honor to have seen all this happen, like since before the start of CTWCU, going all the way back to the NWC, and being able to carry the spirit of competition all these decades forward.
All right, so there we go. We're about to get started for our Best of 99. Players are getting their final warm-ups in. The seed is there for you, my players. The seed is there, so when you are ready, let's freaking go. It's 29, 3D, 59. That is seed number 29, 3D, 59. Maybe we'll see somebody go through a table tonight, Bidwell.
Yvonne, count the game down.
That's why I love you, Bidwell. And reminder to our viewers out there, we do have our Jonascup fundraising still going on to be our final night that we're doing this. So you can see on the bars there, we got scrolling, we got all that stuff. Use exclamation point Jonascup in the chat if you'd like to help contribute to CTWC so we can help cover some expenses. We're getting close to that 6,000 marker, so a couple more dollars tonight will go a long way. We are ready to go for the finale of the Best of 99. Chris Tang, you are our special guest. You're going to count them down for the first one. We count it down from 5 with the Nestor's Champs. When you see it, let's do it. Here we go.
Ready? And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Tetris. Tris.
Oh, nice classic
Yeah, Matt Martin
ZZZZSZZZ. Where's
Lots of
Zizix when you
going
need
on.
him?
Matt Martin's wearing the same shirt I am.
My favorite design. I know we no longer have the T-Block trophy, but I was a big fan of that logo.
Yeah, no, it's a good one. I mean, it's is it supposed?
Is it spicy? Has there been a spine yet?
Flying close to the sun early on. Come on, you want to keep that thing at 4.
Lordy,
Matt.
what a drought! Kingsman. All right. Well,
Boom, Tetris or Matt.
through it.
And boom, Tetris or Batfoy.
Good on these players for fighting through. Again, we want that 100,000 points, 9 for 9 for Matt Martin tonight.
Yeah, that would be. It's a little stressful, right? I mean, he's already won, but he has to avoid an early top out to keep the record. For
You gotta you gotta
make
keep
that
the
record as
motivation
strong as
up.
it can be. So we're not done in terms of players really having to push themselves to reach a goal, and that's a beautiful format to have for the game. You know, training different areas of consistency and making sure that every game that you play counts for something.
So sorry, I had to step away for a moment, guys. But now that I heard Bidwell screaming. It's like, Kingsman. It looked like Matt Martin was giving us a little bit of a thrill there about the potential of that early top out, but he worked it through, and he's going to get a Tetris in column 3 there. So we're over the threshold, Bidwell. We're 1 for 1 tonight. We'll see how that plays out.
8 more to go. This is like watching a perfect game in baseball. I love it. Do we not talk to Matt? Does it not jinx him?
Right, you're supposed to talk about everything else other than the perfect game. Yeah.
I've been digging Matt Martin's center well play this whole season as well. He doesn't break it out every game, but he's a lot more willing to stay with a center well or unconventional well, or he's playing one off the bottom as well. Just that extra bit of aggression to keep the Tetris rate up.
Yeah, look at that. Boom, Tetris for Matt. Left well, opening it right up, transferring perfectly over to the right side.
But Batfoy, who's not playing around with his well, he's got the Tetris and a half lead because he's playing conventional. So one's more fun to watch, but there's a reason why that's called dirty play.
Very, very dirty. So here we go. This is game number 1, number 91 out of 99. So we'll play all 99, all 9 tonight to make it 99, I should say. So it'll be a very fun night. Also, for you viewers, make sure to stick around at the end of the best of 99 because we will get a chance to interview players. So both Batfoy and Matt Martin will join us here in the booth. We'll get their thoughts of the series as a whole overall and what they expect going into Jonascup next weekend. It's going to be a lot of fun. You know, we have Chris Tang here, iconic gamer, first ever Lifetime Achievement Award winner. We were talking about 2019. That's when these two first made their CTWC debuts. It was a year synonymous with change, and we had Jeff on this past Sunday, kind of talked to him about, you know, how his perspective was going through that 2019 and just feeling the winds of change occur, and how he experienced it with his round 1 exit on Sunday that people were shocked to see. For you, watching what was going on that Saturday and Sunday before really getting into the top 8 there, how shocking was it to see all these greats like fall one after the other, and you just got this whole new crop of people coming in playing for top 8?
Yeah, my jaw was hitting the floor. One after another. Of course, Jonas being the massive shocker of that year. But then, right, I was watching, you know, when I heard that Harry, I think I was, that was on the side stage that Harry got taken out.
Harry and Matt Martin were playing at that very moment. They paused their game, and there's a great clip on the CT2's Twitch that got clipped out of watching their reaction to the Jonas the upset, and then moments later Matt Martin upsets Harry Hong, and everybody's just losing their minds all over the place. Just one after another that day. We had a perfect tie for a moment there.
Yeah, no, it's neck and neck.
Perfect. As we get set for a transition play, but yeah, it was a crazy day. I know that was my first CTWC, and I never experienced anything like that, and it was amazing. It felt like I was, at a stadium. The electric, feel, the energy that was there in that room. I know Bidwell talked about that last year. It was the first time being in that room. It was amazing.
It was the only time being in that room, but there's something about that year that was really indeed magical. And Alexi was there, and we had Joseph Staley was like the new champion defending his title, and he won it again. And
Batfoy.
Batfoy so high.
Oh,
man.
Batfoy. Oh no. Okay, well, Matt Martin will take game 1, but I do think this is a decent game from Mullen. And I know Matt Martin is going for as many 600Ks as possible.
Yeah.
He's 2 touches short.
Ooh.
I don't know if he's going to get it.
That left side, isn't going to be survivable. So Matt's going to take this. I guess there's a sequence there that, just was rough, and both players topping out at around the 500K mark.
It's a break. Wanted to see Matt try to continue to get those stats up. We know he's got some really good numbers on that 500K plus. So we'll see how it goes. We got 8 more games to go. Bidwell, game number 2 will belong to you. Count them down, sir.
Here we go. In 3, 2, 1. Tris. The man is here. I can only pay homage. I cannot actually do it properly. Chris, you might find this fun. Matt Martin does like to be a little cheeky. He is going to do press down points to tell us what game we're in.
That's right. Yeah, I heard you guys mentioning that last week. That's an interesting, fun thing to do, I guess, with your
Easter egg.
point. Yeah.
I hope he brings it to the tournament. That's a fun thing to do.
Wow. Yeah, that would be a topic.
These are the hard-hitting questions that I will be asking on my portion of the interview afterwards. You guys can ask the real questions. I'm gonna get the real answers.
Right. The questions that people really want to know. Absolutely.
Yeah.
So, Chris, continuing on with that story. I mean, the dominoes were just falling, and Bidwell telling a great story that match between Matt Martin and Harry Hong. And then Matt, not only did he take out Harry Hong in that first round, but he also took out Matthew James Bucco in the next round right after that. So he was being dubbed as the Legend Killer, taking down
the
all these
Legend
greats.
Killer.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how you make a name for yourself, and that's why to this day, a lot of people will remember Matt Martin because 2019 was such a pivotal year for us, and having an eye on those rising stars like Batfoy and Matt Martin. There's some that didn't stick with it as long. Like there's like Dan QZ and stuff too. Other players that were rising, but having Batfoy and Matt Martin still around all these years later. 2019 is going to start being on the lips again of a lot of people, especially with, like I mentioned earlier, other events and other things that you have planned even are going to be paying homage to 2019 in a big way. Usually there's like a 30-year thing or a 20-year thing or a 5-year thing, but we're about 5 years. I guess it's 6 years, right? But because 2020 didn't happen for anyone, I guess that's 5 years anyway.
Well, certainly.
Well, 4 live years, yeah.
No, certainly the vibe has been 2019 all year long. We've seen our heroes return. We saw Corian and Green Tea and Sharky playing that triple threat match earlier in the year, which was fantastic. Corian getting more matches in. We saw him play Sharky at the end. And now, as Chris was mentioning here before, we're going to start closing out this year with a banger. You're going to get it for the perhaps final time. It'll be Corian and JD, ultimate rivals, at the Friendlies Rivals Super Show in November. I mean, that is stellar. If you want to cap off the 2019 field this year, that's the way to do it.
Yeah, absolutely. Because that was, the match, the memorable match between Joseph Staley and Corian in 2019 to close it off. And if you ask me, when I was watching that live, I didn't know who was going to win that. Like, that was such a wild card. You'd never seen that kind of situation before. And, I mean, no matter who won it, it would have been an amazing story, but yeah, Corion coming that close to finally winning a championship, then JD getting that second-year win.
Yeah, certainly that was the year Corion could have closed it out, cement the legacy without question. But you know, regardless, even though he didn't get it, he continued to get all those accolades in the monthly Tetris for CTM. At one time, the all-time leader with 11 tournament championship victories until Dog just broke it this year. So still a legend and still playing at high level here, you know.
It's interesting that we've been talking about 2019 for so much that we didn't even mention once the Green Tea Joseph Saley match, which at the time was considered the best match of all time, the first double max outs. The whole crowd just lost their minds, and the players embracing after that. I think it was game 2, and this was back in the best of 3 format, so everything was just on the table in all of those games. And that's just the match to watch, other than the crazy upsets that happened in the earlier rounds, if you're going back to 2019. But these players right now, what is this that Matt Martin is building?
No.
Oh, that bar comes.
Keeping it open. Oh. Now can he get something right? He's gonna just does it. He almost reacts. Oh Lord.
Matt Martin is the master of manifesting here. Look at that.
Alliteration for the win.
And he's gonna dig it down. My God.
It's just like he willed those log bars into existence.
With all those dirty Tetrises, he has maintained his 100,000 point lead. That was Batfoy's chance to close that gap down, and he couldn't do it. So Batfoy's gonna have to play one off the bottom here to get some more points before transition. He is way behind. Oh, and the undershift. Can he do this over? He just does. Okay, but now he's back into cleanup mode.
He's got about 2 lines transition left. He's going to transition nasty here.
Oh, Lordy.
And those are the worst pieces.
Like
oh, no. Man.
He's giving it up, and there's a transition up the board. All right, well, you know, you did mention the possibility of 9-0 for Matt by pushing himself up the leaderboard. That still is in play with Game 2 win.
Yeah.
He's looking for 600,000 or more here.
He's clean and got a good transition score. This could be another max.
Winter Kitty asking about what if he pushes down the wrong number of points? Well, I think the cheeky thing to do is to just go past 10 and reset the odometer there and get your single digit to still match, even though it's 12 points instead of 2. Yeah.
I mean, I think that's a silly question from Wintera, because she should know that Matt's not going to do that. He's a professional. He's an all-time great. In fact, he's called the virtuoso of Classic Tetris.
Sitting here with the cool lighting setup, the cool T-shirt.
Oh yeah,
just got it all going tonight.
It's a whole vibe for him. It's a lifestyle for Matt Martin. Beautiful key.
60 and going.
Yeah, he's playing even better here at 19 speed than he was at 18 speed.
So, Chris, while we watch, Tang, excuse me, while we watch Mr. Matt Martin, yeah, I forget, we got double Chris's here. So, Chris Tang, this one for you. While we watch Matt maybe try to sneak this one out. No, terrible piece.
Oh,
all right, look at that.
Man.
Look at the double score at 666.
Negative hay now.
So we'll give him win number 2 right there before I forget, and he's readying up. He's not delaying. He's ready to go. He's got his drink of choice for the evening. He's gonna take a nice sip. It looks like tea there. I can see the tea bag there. No worries. We're about to count this down. Go ahead, Mr. Chris Tang. You're doing the odds. Bidwell will do the evens. Game number 3 belong to you.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Tetris.
There it is. Always replicated, but can't be duplicated.
But yeah, Matt Martin, much momentum right now. Now up 2-0 for the day, and up a lot more than that in the series. Looking to increase those stats. And yeah, it's incredible because this was a very close series. but these games, you think that Matt Martin is just like so dominant, but Batfoy was, really putting up a good fight, like, in the middle, and that's why this is such a good matchup. And I'm just wondering who's going to be the choices for next season, because how are you going to get better than this?
Well, I mean, there are some options out there, right? We had Jeff on Sunday, so if he wants to get back in the saddle and take on one of his best friends in Classic Tetris, Sharky still has a claim at the throne because he won last season and was not able to participate this one, but he might come back and say, Matt, you're trying to break some of my records? Well, let's go, one-on-one. That could be something to see, or there could be a new challenger waiting in the wings, so be fun to see when we put this together.
Who knows?
We got some Chong Li action going on
coming
here.
out of,
You break my record, I break you.
Yeah, also coming out of Jonascup, be more drama that happens. I mean, who knows who's going to get the most max out in quals and that sort of thing. So that could be a good, chance to see what would be a good match to book for that.
Oh, absolutely. That Sharky has said before on his streams and elsewhere in the Twitch channels and whatnot that he feels this could be a very tough year for to predict, right? Because there's going to be so many good DAS players coming out. The DAS revolution has continued on, and there's potential that we could see someone break the 6 in the 90 minutes.
Yeah. This year, with more events happening that reward that style of play, as it becomes a popular format, and back before, like 3 years ago, I didn't know whether or not we'd get to have that, but I had a feeling that there was interest in it. I had a feeling that you respect the style, and there's like a certain, I think a lot of the appeal of Classic Tetris is in its limitations and pushing those limitations. And when you have the classic style of play on the table, it's still super exciting to watch. And with more players, even players who might have gotten into the game being rollers, they might want to go back and play DAS just because it's something that it exercises your stacking skills, and it has a certain it has a certain depth to it, right? That
elegant. I like elegance because it's just
that's good.
Yeah. Ooh, I think was Matt. Did Mandy put that in column 3, or was that supposed to go in the gap?
That was supposed to go in the gap. Yeah.
No! Oh no!
And there you go.
Batfoy.
The early top out for Matthew Martin at 312. The long bar misdrop leads to the Hangarang J. That's a wrap. Batfoy's going to get this gift. He'll just top out. He's not going to try to mullen this. He'll get on the board, and Bidwell, there you go. Batfoy is one step closer to that 40. He now officially, with that game win, will have the most wins from the opponent on the losing end in the best of 99 series. So congratulations to Batfoy. Well done there.
This is officially the closest
it will
matchup
be, yes.
with that.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, players are ready to go. Let's go to game number 4, Bidwell.
Here we go. In 3, 2, 1, Tetris. 37 wins in a row?
Well, the Cleveland Indians can do it in 1990, I'm sure anyone else can.
Do you know what is the biggest streak? I guess, it could be between nights too. What would you say might have been the biggest streak in this show?
At least 10, right? I mean, we've had a couple 9-0s.
Yeah.
Ooh, Matt Martin. Now this is the streak I'm the most concerned about.
Yeah. You keep that.
Open up the. Okay. All right. I feel a little better. That's not a dirty Tetris setup.
Oh, but that one is for Batfoy. Oh, wow.
Yeah. Okay. I was paying attention to Matt's issues, but Batfoy.
Yeah, both boards.
Bottom.
A lot of digging going on for both players here.
Now this is old school CTWC action where the boards aren't necessarily clean very often. This is a throwback, but this is a little more entertaining.
Well, especially when the players can do these amazing things with dads. It's crazy.
Oh yeah. Matt almost there. Only had 5,000 points. Batfoy with a left well if he can get it uncovered, but that 2 wide gap in 3 and 4. Getting there. He's amino ready. One more. Okay. Line.
There you go.
Just get dirty Tetris, Batfoy on the left. Still not at 100,000 points.
No, we're
Struggle
nearing.
bus game.
Yeah, we're nearing 41 lines already for Batfoy, 39 lines for Matt, but
Guess what? We're neck and neck.
Yes.
It was big.
We're broken neck right now, but I think we're both gonna get out of this.
there we go. Matthew with the Tetris will get him over the 100K. Batfoy, that single should do it.
Oh.
Maybe. No.
What a tease.
That Tetris will
There
do
we go.
Boom, Tetris for Batfoy.
4 for 4.
All right. So the streak stays alive for now. For Chris
Took the
Tang was
seeded route.
asking, yeah, Chris was asking what was the longest streak here. I believe we were at 28 games without a false start, we call them, so anything under the 100K. We were at 28 games, and then that kind of broke off. They haven't gotten anywhere near that since then, but for the most part, we've seen on average about 1 to 2 per session, with the highest top out total was 3 a couple of times.
How about, like, I think general wins, I think we're asking about too.
General wins in a row would probably be Sharky, right? Because he had the 9-0, as you mentioned.
Right. Where's Tetris? Man, come on, Tetris. I also have to say that the key placement in the keys of the game this week didn't look. It wasn't as good as the others, and that's not Chris Tang's fault. That's the key placement of Tetris. He's slacking a little bit.
Well, you know, I gotta prove it too. So I enjoyed it. We were talking. Chris and I were talking before we aired. We had said it kind of looked like he was carrying like a bayonet, and then he said actually it looks more like I was carrying. What was that name of that?
Iron Man and War Machine have a proton cannon in Marvel vs. Capcom. It falls out of the sky and he puts it on his shoulder.
Batfoy. Oh, the proton cannon talk. This is the chase out situation. 244 is needed for Matt Martin.
This suffer game here for both players.
The Tetris will
and
do it,
actually,
I don't see that coming. I don't see that.
Oh my gosh!
All right, there's no burns available. This is.
And Matt Martin needs to manifest a log bar at the right time here. Okay. Doesn't go for the... Okay, he gets the flat burn later. He needs something to stick there at the right time, but it's not. Now the long bar comes. What?
Yep.
Okay. Okay. It's open.
There it is.
Here it is.
Oh!
For Matt. And that'll take the round.
I think he wants this.
What a seed that was, Jesus.
I think he wants his 600. I mean, that's kind of like he wants the seed to suffer back.
That's right. Let's take this to the end and see if you can turn this into. This transition score isn't going to be great at all, but you can make something work with it. I don't know. I would be interested to see you try.
This is what you want in tournament Tetris. You get a bad seed, you play that crap out. Your opponent might do worse. If you survive, you have a chance to win.
That's right. Sometimes it's not, how bad you do, but how much better you do than the other guy.
Who plays better bad Tetris? That's key.
Yeah.
So Matt with a transition of like a 350. So let's see what he can do on the post side. I mean, we've seen Bidwell a number of times that players can like ramp it up, and that that hang of the long bar gonna end it.
Wasn't my fault this time.
Man, the game just had it out for them with that seed. That's crazy.
That was not good. So hopefully the next one will be a little bit better. Players increment to your next position. It started with 29, then it is 3A, 4B. That's it, 29, 3A, 4B, 5C. This should be 6D. Both are ready to go. Mr. Chris Tang, we're about to go into halftime after this one, so count us down into it.
All right, and 3, 2, 1. Tetris.
We got the first
Got the
Noel.
Larva
We
in
got
chat.
Larva. Yeah, Policy Changes is here. Got a lot of good friends. Kurzov 22, been here since the start. And reminder, yes, if you'd like to help contribute, you can contribute to our Jonascup fundraiser. You can see that on the screen. It's over on Batfoy's side. We're at $58.50, so it's $5,850. You're gonna ignore those cents because I don't know why it does that. But yeah, if you'd like to help contribute, we're looking to try to get to 6,000 before we call it a night. This is our last night for the fundraiser. So anything you'd like to give will be absolutely appreciated. That money goes to help cover the cost of CTWC, so we can get equipment, make sure we get the right team out there. All that stuff is not free, man. Not free. We just had a production meeting last night going over all the tech stuff. So, every little dollar is going to help try to bring all that equipment out and the time people are using to get the show going for you to have a really nice Jonascup. I think it's going to be spectacular. We're all going to put our effort into it, but whatever contribution you can help out. So use !Jonascup. You can use that in Twitch and YouTube, and I'll shout you out. You'll see your name pop up on the screen, not only on the ticker there, but you'll get it in the big bright alert that should show up. So
5-point difference. And Simul Tetris, 5 for 5. We are within. We could taste it, King. We could taste it.
We're neck and neck.
Lordy, that doesn't get much more necky than this.
No, not at all.
And whenever we call out the pushdown points, the players like to, kind of thinking back to 2019 when Corian, the famous shh, when we were calling out the
Yeah.
press down battle. Batfoy ain't paying attention to any of that. He's just playing his own game. He don't give a damn about press down, jockeying for position. So I admire that. That's focusing on what you're doing and tuning out the BS that I like to talk about that isn't really that relevant in the grand scheme of things.
Yeah, I think that's the most interesting. And actually, that's what I wanted to come back to with Mr. Chris Tang here. We talked about Matt Martin and his run to the tournament and what was going on throughout the day with him beating the legends. But let's not be remiss about Batfoy. Batfoy took out Svavar in 2019 in the round 1 matchup, and kind of a shock to many as well too, because Svavar, 3-time European champion, and certainly making a name for himself over in Europe of his high-level play through PAL and sort of. And how much did you know about Batfoy coming into the tournament? 'Cause mainly he was just playing in CTM, winning one of the Masters events early on in his career, and then the overall energy that started to come with the crowd rooting for him throughout the day as he made his run to the semifinals.
Yeah, no, Batfoy was one of those players where, we would have years and years of CTWC, and you'd see the same faces in the top 8 pretty much. Or even, in the top 20, you would see Savavar, and you'd see, Harry Hong, and you would see it was always at the top. But Batfoy had such a deep run, getting into that, top 8. I think even making it onto ESPN, right? In the very first year that you show up. That was huge. And definitely making a statement there, and that's why I'm just so happy seeing Batfoy again, here in 2025 with all the 2019, things coming back.
Come on. Oh, one last piece. Oh no! Whew. And Matt also struggling in this seed, playing halfway up the board. This is a little more cleanable. Batfoy struggled, but Matt Martin has not been cleaning up tonight either. I don't think he's past 600,000 yet.
Yeah, the seeds tonight just don't want the players to improve their best of 99 stats, apparently. But at least we've got the 4.
No, it's been a struggle this first half. That's been a rarity. We've seen these players kind of go through and do their battles and get some good scores before the halftime. But right now, it's Matt Martin up 4-1. He's continuing to pad that. He's looking to deny Batfoy from getting to the 40 win mark.
Yeah, he's gonna have to get all of them from this point, I think.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah. In order to hit that 40, yeah, he's gonna have to get it there. But Before we do that, we're going to take a little break. Players, you know what to do. If you want to warm it up, go right ahead. Like Mr. Matt Martin doing some rolling before Jonascup. Amazing. We're going to have you guys do your fingers, like Alexei likes to say. Go to the restroom, get hydrated, do whatever you want. We're going to take a bit of a break, but that allows us to kind of go to halftime here and talk to our friends, Mr. Chris Bidwell and Chris Tang. I am with Lifetime Achievement Award winners. Amazing. You know, Bidwell, let's start with you first. This is an atypical night from both players. They are struggling mightily with this set of seeds coming in, and we really have, I think we've seen 1 or 2 transitions maybe, but it's been rough.
I mean, 11 weeks is just, you can't be on top of your game week after week after week, and maybe because the result was already known that both players are maybe kind of giving themselves a little break before, the big tournament in a week and a half. So it's understandable. I, as a terrible player, would kill for the kind of consistency that Matt Martin has, and even he's going to have some bad nights, and he's still up 4-1, so I guess he can't complain too much.
No, I guess not. Chris Tang, again, like I said, the seed's been kind of rough. Players are trying to grind and grit themselves through it. Would you think that this might be a deterrent for them kind of going into the Jonascup? This is supposed to be the last week, the last set of games before you really have to start worrying about qualifying and competitive play, or do you think maybe they can turn it around the second half and kind of show us what they got?
They aren't like giving up through the dig. They're trying to dig themselves out, obviously. But when you go into something like the Jonascup, where you absolutely don't want to top out, maybe there's like a little dial where you could just dial back the aggression just a little bit so you don't ever get into that dig. And maybe that's a lesson that can be learned here from tonight.
Absolutely. So we'll see what happens. The second half is about to come up. Folks, we're going to take a little bit of a commercial break and such. So stick around. Myself, Bidwell, and Tang will call the second half, and then we'll interview our players at the end. So make sure you stick around for that too. I'm sure we want to hear their thoughts about the season, what they felt about the games overall, and, what their thoughts are when they get to Jonascup. Folks, be right back. Twitch, you get your ad break. YouTube, stick around. We shall return. All right, folks, we are coming on back here. We shall get our heroes up in just a moment. Ad break is coming to an end in 3, 2, 1. So our friends back on Twitch should be ready to see what's happening. YouTube, thanks for staying. Thanks for hanging out. And let's get on back to our heroes here. Good to see Batfoy with a smile on his face, not letting the rough games get to him yet. And we'll talk about Batfoy's demeanor as this next game will get started, because certainly is a bit of difference to it. You know, talked to both Bidwell and Tang this evening. We'll get their thoughts. You know, Bidwell, if you're back, it's been refreshing to see like this Batfoy that we knew when he was 16 years old. Seemed like a very shy young man, kind of struggling a little bit in the interview with Arda. Gave us an amazing quote about how much he played the game and training wise, right? But you know, now we've got to see him. We got a contribution coming in now. Tetris official legend. Let's see what that was about. Let me just double check that. That's a follow. That's a follow alert. Tetris official legend.
Nice.
I think I know who. Let's see. Tetris. No, I don't know what that is. But thank you for the follow, nonetheless. Almost gave us a inkling of maybe, oh, did you contribute? We still got our Jonascup contribution thing going on, so if you'd like to help contribute, use exclamation point Jonascup, and you can help contribute to the funding for...
Dirty cat.
Yeah, was it?
That's what was missing. We got cats in the camera.
No, maybe that's a secret for the season there.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, no, I mean, Bidwell, it's definitely a change of personality for him as he's grown up now. He's 21 years of age. Just to kind of put that in perspective for Chris Tang, right? 16 years old now. He's about to graduate college next year. So it's crazy to see how time has flown. But Bidwell, you got to meet him in Minnesota.
Yeah.
You got to meet him in Minnesota, right? And you got to see a little bit more of that personality come out.
Yeah, I mean, we talked for a bit, and him and Ben were hanging out. I mean, it's just seeing all these kids just grow up before your eyes. It makes me a little emotional, just because, you know, they're literally teenagers and they're growing up and they're going out and finishing school and starting to date, and you know, I'm sure within another 5 years they're going to start having their own kids, and the cycle will hopefully repeat. But Matt needs to get some camera work up there, but we'll have to be up back there in a minute. Oh, I'm back, but it looks frozen.
Yeah, I refreshed his camera. It did not come back. Matt, check a camera just in case. I did refresh. It did not come back. Let's refresh the cache.
This is the finale. So shout out in chat to, of course, Larva. I know you mentioned her earlier, but her and Packy are getting married this weekend. I'm flying out to San Diego tomorrow for Packy's bachelor party tomorrow night. That's gonna be a heck of a time. And Hue Sui Saze is also in chat. Good to see you. And a lot of Nightbot posts. Nightbot doing its job. So thanks, Nightbot.
Absolutely. All right, so we'll wait for Matt to get the camera thing sorted out here. So who knows? Maybe cat-powered energy could be the key.
Oh, maybe the cat broke the stream on the other side. That's obviously right. It's science.
Perhaps, right.
That was the one thing missing from before.
There
There
we
we go.
You can see Matt fidgeting around with cables there.
Mm-hmm. Did you try blowing in the cartridge and putting it back in? Fixes everything.
Chris, can you verify if that was a true support line offer by tech support back in the day? They would tell you to do that?
I don't think officially they're supposed to tell you to do it, but that's something that I will tell everybody to do because it actually works.
It does. I
Always
swear by it.
When I was a kid and I would read Nintendo Power, I always wanted to be a game counselor when I grew up. And then like 2 years later, I was a game counselor, but for Tengen. And I broke rules. Like, we're not supposed to help people with other companies' games, and I did anyway.
Yes.
So yeah, people would call into the company, and then they're like, "We're supposed to hang up on them, you know, or tell them to call the appropriate company." But sometimes we'd get a random call on some game like, TNC Surf or something, and I was like, man, that game sucks. Why are you playing that? And I'd give them help on it anyway.
Oh my god. Well,
Is that a 900 number or an 800 number? I guess
Ours
they're
is
ready.
like a local toll number. Okay, looks like
Okay.
they're ready. I think you're counting it down this time, Bidwell, right?
That is correct. Yeah, Mr.
I
Chris,
can.
Yeah, Mr. Chris Wibble, because this is game number 6. This is the second half of the show. This is it. It's games number 96, 97, 98, and 99, according to my count. Let's go, Bidwell. Let's finish strong.
Game number 6 in 3, 2, 1. Tetris. So oftentimes we've had cases where the first half and the second half. Well, Matt Martin playing Invisible Tetris.
Matt, make sure that you're tabbed in. So make sure that you're tabbed back in.
Have to freeze this one and restart.
We'll give Matt a second here if he can just double check if he's tabbed in or not.
Some of those companies did have 900 lines, and if you're paying us anyway, then I'll help you whatever game you want, But you're
No, ours
you're a
was
hero.
normal local 408 San Jose number, I think. So it wasn't like a toll number or anything. They just had to call our office. Back then there were landlines. You actually had to pay if you for long distance. So it was just like a normal phone number.
What Tengen game was getting the most help requests? Gauntlet?
Oh yeah, Gauntlet by far. 43C BBIHYY was the password for maxed out elf.
Ah,
And then depending on whether you wanted
Give
Wizard,
that to me, please. I need to use that.
Warrior, or Valkyrie, you change the YY or ZZ, XY, or you change like the last 2 letters and you get a different one.
Kind of like what we're doing with
Since
our
elf
seeds
is the
here.
best character. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right, so it looks like tech issue should be resolved. Both players look like they are ready to go. So, Bidwell, let's mark 2 on this one, my friend.
All right, this does not count as a full start. In 3, 2, 1, Tetris. Got 4 games to go. There we go.
Okay,
The
there we
square in the
go.
line.
Yep. I was gonna say, do we have to choose between game footage and map footage? Can't we have both?
Yeah. ¿Por qué no los dos? Yeah. There we go. Game number 6 is game number 96 overall. Matt Martin has a lead 4-1. He's looking to close it out for the final time. One more win for him will give him 10 sets to 1. Batfoy, unfortunately, has only been able to take 1 set overall and was a 5-4 victory earlier on in the season. But as Bidwell has made note many times over, look at that beautiful hits from Matt Martin, that each game has been very good. It's been very close. So we're going to hope that our final 4 games finish strong. I want to see those good transitions as these players prepare for the Jonascup. And Mr. Chris Tang, I'd like to ask you this question. I've asked our special guests over the last few weeks here. We've asked Alex Kerr, Ben Mullen. We had Vince on one week and Jeff earlier this week. With the field of 2019, and really that was kind of the end of the era for the golden age, and some of our long-term players, some of our veterans, some of our legends, we call them, have kind of disappeared and faded away. If we had the opportunity to get one to come out, who would you really like to see show up at this year's Jonascup?
I've got a couple. I mean, it's a subject that could be specific or not so specific, so I'll touch on it on a couple of angles. If you don't limit it to past players, I like to see Thor Ackerland skulking around in the background again, just because I think that there's something to that, right? Like, he represents a different era, and when we started doing this, it was important to have that legacy, and I think Thor being part of it, like, just even if he's just kind of there and being a spectator, there's some kind of magic behind it. Yeah, there's something cool about that. And he's one of my dearest friends, and I just like hanging out. And I think a lot of the legacy and a lot of the magic of the CTWC started because of Thor Ackerland's different play style. Having the mystery, the dude with the vibrating thumbs, as Robin would call him, damn you Thor, as he would sign those cartridges and T-shirts. That was like what we have now with like the rolling being dominant. Was the hyper tapping was dominant, and having that plot line really brought a lot of attention to our scene. Before Tetris for Jeff and some of the other things, or Joseph, the new generation taking over. It was about Thor and the mystique behind his playstyle and how he played the game differently from everyone else. And in all of esports, you don't really get that kind of amazing sort of where it's like you have a player who plays a game differently physically than anybody else, and then being able to turn that into something that makes you think about it and brings attention to your what you're into, your hobby or your game or your esport or whatever. And that continued on with the rolling in the new generation of players now. And I think Thor is a big part of that history that I don't see it talked too much about, but I think it's there. And I think it was really brilliant for Robin and Adam to kind of like highlight that for Ecstasy of Order and how our early years brought attention to that.
Yeah, no, very well
But
said.
for a player from that era, the 2019 era, maybe if you say DAS is a requirement, I'd love to see Green Tea come out again. We know he was working. I'm not sure if he's still working for Enhance, but he was pivotal in bringing mainstream, being able to buy a modern game and have our tournament format, the CTWC competitive format, highlighted in a game you could go out and buy and not have to have hook up and from the 80s to enjoy. You could just buy Tetris Effect Connected and play classic Tetris, rebuilt on a modern platform. And Green Tea was pivotal in making that happen. We see this transition of players like Batfoy and Joseph Saley. They were teenagers. Now that they are done with school or maybe graduated, they have time to play again. We're seeing them show up again. Maybe Green Tea can make a comeback too in that same regard. Maybe he finished development on the Tetris part of that, and maybe he's working on Lumens or something. I don't know, but maybe he could play Tetris as a hobby again, and we could see him come out for something like Jonascup again.
Yeah,
Having him out at Pasadena, the entire Team Japan was just a freaking treat back in June with Corian, and don't forget Sight. Sight was my Sight's my new rival. He's beaten me on 2 continents now, so I got my work out for me to maybe take one from him eventually. 416 transition Batfoy, so a little bit under par, but this is the first time we've been to transition for a while, so yeah, good comeback here after the break.
Yeah, no, good them kind of come back for the break, hitting level 19, and we get to see what they can do now. And you want to have this momentum. You want to have some good games put up right before you go to Jonascup, so you can take what you've learned here in the best of 99 grind and hopefully take it as far as you can in Portland.
Oh, Batfoy.
Batfoy did have a good transition, but now he's fallen apart again since he hasn't played transition so long. Got it over to the left.
Okay, nice.
All right. Oh. I'm liking this. Matt Martin is going to start building this lead, though. Batfoy's got to get back to a clean scoring position.
Yeah, we haven't seen a change, so I mean, staying alive is so important, and something even after all these years, you can't forget about that.
Dirty Tetris, okay. Batfoy.
Oh, nice tuck from Matt Martin. Boom, Tetris for Matt.
This is a good one, it's Chris.
Yeah, this is what you want to see.
This is a fight for survival. 100,000 point lead for Matt Martin, but any mistake can end his game quickly, and Batfoy can take advantage.
Batfoy's clean. And Tetris ready.
Matt Martin trying to build out the left. The 2 T's in a row certainly helping that endeavor.
Batfoy going through the same now. Gets the right pieces and is open.
The drought. Knocks it down.
All right. For Batfoy.
every time I think that Batfoy can come back, then I see he's digging out another thing. And Matt Martin, when I see he can increase his lead, is digging out something. This is just a slobber knocker match. And this is the farthest either of these two have gone today. Deep into 25.
Really great to see a game go all the way here.
Batfoy understanding the situation. Goes back to a standard well. Is Tetris ready? Martin back into cleanup mode. So the lead is 129,000. That's about 4 Tetrises. Oh, 5, sorry.
Batfoy knocking down another one. That'll help.
We're at 27 though, Chris. We're running out of time.
Yeah. Ooh. But just take it all the way. Get that level 29 and feel good about going the distance.
If Matt Martin he's shooting for a 900 here, Chris. This will be his best game of the night by far.
There you go. Boom touches from at 899. Best game for Batfoy as well. Wow, got a couple of light clears at 29. That's got to feel good. Getting to that level 29 for Batfoy. 721.
Now wait a second.
He can only get one more. He's at 229.
Yeah.
He's waiting for that bar.
Get the bar. 971.
And you know what? That's a tremendous score after the transition. Both had sub 500 transitions, so that tells you right there, Matt clearing through with almost a 500 or possibly 500 on the back end of that 19 to 29 there. What a banger, guys. That just woke us up. Let's go.
Yep. Good momentum coming out from that break. And yeah, both getting to kill screen, which is we didn't get to see that till now for tonight's matchup. So this is the kind of thing you want to see going into Jonascup. If they can end their last 3 games like this, we're going to see some great things coming out of them in the week to come.
Without question, we're ready for Game 7. This is the final third of the series. Game number 97 overall. Mr. Chris Tang, go ahead. The honors are yours.
All right. And 3, 2, 1. Tetris.
With that 5th win, Matt Martin does take tonight as well. So he will have taken 10 out of the 11 matchups. And I don't even think... did Sharky take 10 out of 11 last season or 9 out of 11 last season? I thought it was 9 out of 11.
Yeah, I'll have to go back and look at the stats info, but certainly he took quite a bit. Yeah, we know Jeff did take the first night though.
Yeah, it's definitely a tie of the best electoral college win, if you will.
Oh,
Batfoy.
Batfoy needs to dig that. I mean, we're under 100K, but still don't want to see it.
Matt Martin also not in. All right, so Matt Martin saved by the skin of his teeth because what's the ruling on that?
Yeah, it's the first to top out. So that's why Batfoy will get penalized for the top out, even though Matt didn't make it through the threshold. It's the first that gets topped out. So Matt will get a gift in that regard. He'll get a gift.
That's like getting the error behind you to save the perfect or the no-hitter.
And like 5,000 too is just wow.
That's one of those situations. If I'm Sharky, like you really did get under 100,000 that 5th time. That's how I'm thinking if I'm Sharky.
Well, I'll just have to sit there and enjoy it. We're going to count it down again, Mr. Chris Tang. Let's do it.
All right, 4, 3, 2, 1. Tetris.
All right, we're underway. Game 7 redo. Hopefully, it'll be a better start for our players. So
yeah, maybe something they could take from this is the seed can destroy a player, and if you could become resistant to it and play just safe enough to the point where, well, if it does the other player in, you survive, then you're good. That's what I'm getting from these bad seeds. The feeling I'm getting of something that could be learned from this.
That's something they got to learn and fight through, right? Because when we get to Jonascup, there are no redos under 100K threshold.
Yep.
So, like you mentioned, they're doing their role. In all the years that we've been doing the Best of 99 series, not one player has been kind of just throwing in the towel and just saying, whatever, man. They try to fight through it and do their best because they know this is the training ground. You got to get it done. Potentially no more tomorrows when you're in the tournament.
Yeah, so maybe...
But interesting choice there, Chris, that you had said Thor, obviously, right? And then Green Tea. Certainly would be nice to see Green Tea come out to an event like the Jonascup because it's primarily DAS, and certainly he could have a really great run. We've seen him play at such a high level. The last time we saw him was at CTWC. He played in the silver bracket and was playing very well. Only got ousted by a roller, you know? So I think if he comes out to Portland one year and wants to do the DAS tournament, I think he's got a really good shot.
Yeah, absolutely. And, you know, people love green tea, and that's got to be great for our audience.
There we go. A little concerned for Matt because he's playing with the left well. He does. He is 7 for 7 now. Somehow he did it. We got 2 more to go after this one.
Yeah.
By the good graces of Batfoy, because Batfoy's had 2 early top outs first before Matt.
Batfoy!
Oh no.
Okay.
Okay, same for Tetris. That Spire is just so deadly.
Yeah, that emphatically called the King Bar is what they call it.
What is the King Bar made of? Very sticky substances, I'd imagine.
This is a family-friendly show, Bidwell. How dare you?
Well, I was thinking like maple syrup, but you know, my bad.
It's okay.
Rated E for everyone.
You're going on no sleep. It's fine.
Yeah, I got some packing to do still.
Yeah, I thought you were talking about candy, and then I thought about it a little.
Yeah, see, like candy and yeah.
It was innocent until I.
Until you said
you know all about putting a foot in your mouth, and you sent some legendary calls, and we're all in the mood for some tucking.
Oh yeah, let's go. Well, players now over the threshold and in the 200s here. I love that shirt that Matt is wearing. He's got that CTWC shirt. Was that Tang? Was that from 2019? Was that the shirt that Vince used that year, or is that older?
I think
we had a couple of years we used that design, and it just had different colors.
Yeah.
I have like the purple one that I like to wear, but with that same logo. But I'm not sure which of these years. But I'm thinking 18, 19.
Yeah, I think it was 19. Now that I think about it.
I have to imagine the shirt collection that both Bidwell and Tang own for the CTW shirts over the years.
Oh my goodness.
Kind of a cheap plug. If you like those shirts that Matt is wearing, plus many others, you can use the exclamation point merch command. That'll take you over to the CTWC shop that will actually get updated next year. We're going to look to try to update that and get some new stuff on there, get some fresh stuff with the Dirty Tetras. And you know, I got some ideas there. Guys. So certainly look for that next year. But if you like that shirt and many others, you can go straight over there. Support CTWC any which way you can, along with the Jonascup fundraiser we still have going on again. Final call for that. Tonight is the last night, so go ahead and help contribute. Looking to get to $6,000, so only $150 more away. So if you're watching and enjoying, help support by using exclamation point Jonascup. As Batfoy certainly could use some help here with RNG.
Ooh, yeah, that left side. Now really long bar dependent. Oh, that's not going to be survivable.
Oh, no.
And now we have a slight chase down here, 15,000 points, and that Tetris is going to do it. And Matt taking another game.
I think we need to mull in this one. Yeah, this one's pretty smooth. Well, maybe not. 377 at 120.
I think he's going to, if at anything bid, well, you know, he's going to go for the 600K.
Yep.
Got to pad those stats.
Yeah, it's been a rough night. I mean, despite the 5-1 advantage, the stats aren't getting padded as much as one would think.
Yeah.
looking good right now. Well, except for the Giant Canyon in column 3.
Yeah, the
He's
log
keeping it open.
here
Oh,
is not gonna be
lordy!
survivable. Yeah, wow, Suffer Games here. But I was just that other round where maybe Suffer Games is what they need to if they're gonna spend some time offline, maybe playing on their own to do some final grinding, being able to avoid the Suffer Game or at least keep it under control so you don't top out might be one of the keys to going into Jonascup.
I will say that's a key to victory per se. All right, both players are ready to go. It's the final 2 games left. Game number 98 is upon us. Mr. Chris Bidwell, this is your final countdown, assuming no early top out. Let's go.
All right, no pressure, guys. Let's do a good one here. 3, 2, 1, Tetris.
No pressure until we get past the 100K threshold, right?
Yes.
Right.
Yeah. Well, I'm giving both players the evil eye, especially Matt. There's a record that little controversial record if he can pull it off, but let's see what happens in these last 2 games. 8-point advantage early on, of course.
I guess it's only controversial only because we're very closely monitoring it, right? Because when you look at the stat history, but if you look at it from the game film and the game tape, we've always established that whoever the first top out was ends up getting the false start. In regards to that, we never penalize both players for it because
Right.
one is still continuing to play technically and the other has topped out already.
Oh, you might be familiar with the phrase "controversy equals cash." So
I
just trying to help the company.
I have a signed copy of that, just FYI.
Oh, very very cool.
Yeah. I met him the year before COVID, 2019, because WrestleMania was in New York, New Jersey that year, right? And he was at a convention. Got to meet him. We took a photo, and he said, "Where's my $20?"
Pretty good deal, though.
It was actually. It was a very good deal.
Yeah. I've heard some not so good stories about some particular voice actors from Nintendo properties who charge a lot more and are a lot less friendly. So I won't name names. But hey, we're 8 for 8 for Matt Martin.
There we go.
And every signature I've ever wanted, like Chris Tang, he'll sign anything. He doesn't need a payday for that.
Yeah.
So much, there's your real legends, not some voice actor or wrestling has-been. Matt Martin, though, in trouble here, gets it over, but oh man, this is Das, guys. Jesus.
Nice. That's how you dig. Just for Matt.
Even gets the
He gives you that "aw hackers" look, yeah. I mean, tremendous from Tang. You called this match back in 2019. Wouldn't call. Well, Matt definitely was an unknown, right, at the time. He was not a known commodity. Batfoy at least had some stock in it, and that he had played in the online CTM monthly tournaments called Main Event back in that era. But certainly, they splashed on the scene tremendously, and over the years have grown as players. It's just Matt seems to have taken everything to another level. When you go back and you look at that 2019 match and how epic that was, and then you look at what he's doing now, it's unbelievable.
I think he's one of the first players we called a dark horse, in general. I remember that because we didn't know very much about him and couldn't, wait to get to know him. It was interesting because we started having more younger players join, but Matt was kind of not as young as the other younger teenager players,
right?
But still really a strong player. And I would say out of all the players who isn't a teenager, seeing Matt really embrace everything about the game, even trying to learn rolling, has been really inspiring to me because, out of all the players to make me think maybe I should make a run at, getting good at the game again, which, if I ever have time again, probably not. But if there is ever an opportunity, then, Matt gives me hope for all of the older generation players that, you could start getting good at a game and not be a teenager.
Didn't Matt win a regional that year to get his ticket
Yes.
punched to
Yeah,
Portland?
yeah.
Wasn't what, Texas or Oklahoma?
Yeah, they called it the Southern Regional. That was down in Texas, right? So he ended up winning that one surprisingly out of nowhere. No one had heard of Matt Martin.
Yep.
That was, and at that tournament, you had Josh Tolles, you had the Steins there.
Yep.
And a
The
host
previous
of,
year, Kristen had beaten her husband in the finals, so it was kind of a fun little thing that the husband and wife facing each other in the finals deal, with Kristen winning that back in 2018, I think. And then Matt Martin comes out of nowhere and grabs that crown. It's like, oh, all right, well, we got a competitor, but he wasn't playing online, so it was just the clash of the two different scenes, with the real life facts versus the online facts. Like we hadn't quite meshed the two scenes just yet. They were still kind of still mixing together at that point.
Yeah. I guess we can thank the online years, the COVID. We're kind of helping merge that along, where players from both scenes started really having to interact with each other in a serious way.
And what's serious
This
here
is
is
the
that
strongest
this
game of
is,
the night.
yeah, Bidwell's still in the thunder there, absolutely.
Sorry.
No, you're good. A little bit of adjustment there from Matt. That was on purpose this time. And here we go, boys.
Ooh,
Over
time for
500 Ks. Let's go.
Nice. This is how you end it.
One Tetris difference here.
Not for nothing, Bidwell. Historically, the second to last game of the best of 99 has been one of the best ones. Last year, Sharky and Jeff battled it out in the second to last one. That was the Jeff max-out game that he ended up winning that particular game. He didn't win the round that night, but it was certainly something going into Jonascup that kind of helped him. And we have a little bit of freeze on Matt's out. Give it another minute to see what's going on there before we refresh.
Well, Batfoy's tearing it up right now, so this is a good opportunity to focus on his game.
Yeah. Batfoy's clean. One of the highest scores we've seen tonight. I think this is his best.
Absolutely. Well, I think he hit 700 in that one game, but that was up to the max out. So this is definitely a much better pace. And knocks down another Tetris. We are approaching 700,000 at level 23.
Be 23.
Yeah.
Yep.
Could we see Batfoy make a max here?
This would be a second one. This would be huge, Chris.
Yeah. This is it.
Yeah,
That's second to the last game magic.
Yeah, unfortunately, Matt's game looks like his capture might have died out there. Matt, play it out. Just keep playing it out. We'll resolve it at the end.
See,
we'll just watch Batfoy go.
The magic of the internet has channeled the power of Matt Martin's broadcast to Batfoy's gameplay, and forcing us to focus on it because it's worth focusing on. Look at this.
Yeah. I would assume, I don't know, did Matt quit or did he play it on top out? We'll figure this out, but we're when I max out here.
He said he topped out, so it's...
We will count that, I would assume.
Yeah.
Good. Give that for that win.
Just I have to have him check his capture.
All right, Batfoy, 852.
Yes,
level
let's
26.
Do it. Way ahead of pace, Chris.
And
we're
boom,
feeling
Tetris for Batfoy.
We are feeling it. And the tux. Ooh, come on, Vitz. Oh, no.
Oh.
Oh. Just
Strong
maybe
game.
the moment got to him, but man, great game. That's a strong second win.
Definitely a great way to at least take a game off there. So he'll get his second game victory of the night. We'll update the score there. Matt said he topped out at 721,508. So we'll just have Matt double check his capture card. Matt, if you can play a test game, make sure your capture is good. So once again, Matt, just if you can do a test game, just play a test game, make sure your capture is okay before we get started. So we'll have that moment of tech difficulties on the right side. We'll get ready for the final game there. This is it,
Yeah.
man. We finally got to our point where this is the 99th game. It's been a very long season. Bidwell, man, it's been an honor to call almost all of these games with you. You are the Cal Ripken. You've done a great job, and certainly this has been an absolutely fun one this season.
Yeah, it's 25 plus hours of content. It's every year I look forward to it, and I get like, who you got this year, King? Who you got this year, King? And I didn't find out till nearly the very end, and he did a hell of a job booking this. And Batfoy going for win number 39 to increase his second place runner-up total record, and Matt Martin looking for max out number 8, looking to get, most importantly, 96% success rate of getting over 100,000 points. Think about that.
Yeah, 96%.
In the day, with your rocket rewards, Nintendo thought 120,000 points was the highest amount you would ever get. That was your most successful rocket. When the Basilica would take off instead of the UFO. So if you're beating the game in Nintendo's old view 96% of the time, that's pretty fun consistency.
All right, looks like Matt has resolved the tech issue there. His game is coming in okay. Both players are ready. This is it, folks. It's all come down to this. July 23rd of 2025, game number 1 took place. October the 8th of 2025. It is game number 99. Mr. Chris Tang, the honors are absolutely yours. Let's finish it strong. Count them down.
All right, let's go. 4, 3, 2, 1. Tetris. Tris. And the last game, Matt Martin wanting to keep that just 4 false starts, or under 100,000. We're almost there. He gets the 9 pushdown points. Boom, Tetris for both players there, and we are off to a great start.
Almost Clontress here in the beginning, just a couple pieces off.
Matt is now 3 Tetrises away from locking in the lowest amount.
I mean, now Batfoy could be cheeky and get his false start and make it over again. But Batfoy's not that kind of a guy, so he wouldn't do that.
No.
Yeah, that would be a trolling for trying to get the other player to hit under 100,000.
Now, you as a super competitive gamer, Chris Tang, was that something you would consider if you were a heated rival and keeping them from getting a record? Would you consider that?
Yeah, maybe. I engaged in very evil psychological warfare when I was a competitive gamer.
I heard some of the things you did at Alcatraz Island, which is the fitting environment for those sorts of tactics. So, but never mind.
Yeah.
We are 9 for 9, folks. World record for Matt Martin.
Here you go.
Congratulations to Matt Martin. Least amount of 100K threshold top outs. He has done it. Consistency clearly in his favor. Well done, Matthew. And let's see, maybe try to finish one out. No max outs tonight. It's been a bit of a struggle, a bit of a grind. But if we could end with one, that would be fantastic.
And I I'm sure he's had like about 400,000 points tonight to take that number 2 spot on the all-time points list as well, surpassing 60 million by Jeff Moore a couple seasons ago.
Yeah.
Last season.
Yeah, most certainly. No, he's got enough of those, plus that last game of 721 should, without question, get him over the threshold. He was coming into tonight like right on the cusp. He needed like a couple of million points, so I think he is safe in that regard. We'll post the final tallies in the Discord in the next day or so.
Those suffer games, you know, and the seeds were not helping with that, though.
No. But again, to deal with all those suffer games and to break 100,000 points every time,
yep,
pretty much. Again, that's so key in competitive Tetris. I mean, you look at Louis Scuey and Ben Mullen in that first season; their stats were pretty much identical, except for that 100,000 point stat. So you know, Louis Scuey, the difference was he just took too many risks. Matt Martin. Batfoy can take his third game, and of course, he's a 270 here. Oh, there it is. Hey now. Batfoy not able to get the T-spin, so this is not a guarantee.
Just one dig away, Batfoy, from being able to at least win the last game of the 99 series, which I think would feel really good.
Yeah, and all of the results this season have been 5-4, 6-3, and 7-2. Nothing, no 8-1s, no 9-0s. That's got to be the first time that's happened.
And boom, Tetris for Batfoy, 253, one Tetris away. Is Tetris ready? Boom, Tetris for Batfoy. There it is, 277. And probably want to ride this one out to see where it can go.
We all want it. Keep going, Batfoy.
Now the question is, does he want it?
Yeah, there might be a sigh of relief too. It's like, am I done with this yet?
So the final standings as we came into tonight, it was 54 to 36 in favor of Matt Martin. He had won the series coming in regardless. So he'll finish 60 wins, and Batfoy will get 39 on his docket. So again, still Batfoy will have the
solid ending.
Yeah. So Batfoy will have at least the highest wins for a losing player in the best of 99. So at least he can have that chip on his shoulder. And
that's a good one to have.
Yeah, at least Matt will feel good because he's now crossed the 60 win threshold. So I'm sure that might have been one of his goals to get.
Uh, 39.5% win rate though for a second place player. That's we'll get his feelings on it. Hopefully he'll be. I don't know. It's a difficult question to ask, and if I was asked that question, I would try to be magnanimous, but you know, maybe I'd be a little bitter too. So we'll see how he feels. But let's get a good run here. We're approaching about it. It's 120 lines. It's a little fuzzy for me.
128.
So 128. So it's not quite a 400,000 point transition. A little on the low side. Oh, there we go.
So Scooty with the raid, party of 22. You're just in time to see the finale, but we're going to get the interviews coming up in moments as Batfoy is finishing out the final game. Matt Martin has won the night 6-3. He has taken the series 60-39. Batfoy will have the last hurrah. He's got the last run. We'll see him play it out. And then we'll get the interviews with both players coming on in.
Just got it.
Yeah, I love that both players here are going to leave this series coming out feeling good about something. That's what you want to have going into a big live event like Jonascup.
Certainly. Welcome in, Ben Squirrely. Good to see you.
Jonascup's going to be so good this year.
Yeah, if you're watching this and you're like, man, I want to play. How can I participate? Well, Jonascup registration is still open. Plenty of seats available still. We got a lot of, stations that can be rented out for 90 minutes. You get to put up your best scores to see if you can play in one of our 2 tournaments. We're going to have 2 this year. We're going to have our top 48 gold, just like we had last year, and a 32 silver player brackets. That means up to 80 participants this year at Jonascup. And we certainly want to see you there. So if you want to participate, maybe get a chance to play Batfoy or Matt, if you think you're good enough, then go ahead and register. You can go do that. Go to start.gg and search Jonascup. That'll take you to our webpage, and you can go ahead and register there. Registration closes on Sunday, October the 12th.
This 19 play has been stellar from Batfoy. He had a subpar 18, but he's been tearing it up here. I don't know if he'll get up to 1 million, but this has been fantastic.
This is exactly how you want to close out the series with this kind of play. Just feeling the game like this.
And, you know, it is fitting because in the 2 actual matchups these 2 had, Batfoy obviously won the finale and advancing on both those matches. So, you know, there's your narrative.
Oh,
nails the T-spin, and he's feeling it. Bat's like, yep, let's go, Bat. This is where this has been Batfoy's Achilles heel. It's the middle, and he's going to top out at 694, but add 1 more to the 600,000 column.
Yep, that's another stat thing for the last game for Batfoy. Something to feel good about.
Certainly. That is absolutely something good to feel about, but I think it's going to be even more for Matt now that he got win number 60. Calling it a night there. There's a contribution from Clocksboy. Thank you. $5 coming into that Jonascup fund. Much appreciated.
Yes.
Can't wait. Yeah, if you want to come on out, come on in. Go to start.gg, or you can go to thectwc.com for more information on the Jonascup, and also entry to PRGE, Portland Retro Gaming Expo, our home for so many years for Classic Tetris events. I'm going to ring the bell for Mr. Matt Martin because this one is finally over. And as tradition, we'll go over to the winner's scene and congratulate for the 10th time out of 11. Matt Martin has done it again. You know, Bidwell, I don't think we get sick of seeing that room, man. That is a streamer's paradise. And again, another victory for him. 10 out of the 11 sets have gone to him, but 6 of those 10, or 6 of the 11, excuse me, so more than half were all 5-4 in some form or fashion. That's crazy.
That's a testament to both players being consistent. I couldn't be proud of these 2. The best matchup ever in this series. It'd be hard to top this one.
Yeah, I was gonna say, it's like, how do you top this? I mean, you have 2 players who entered the scene at like pretty much the same time, and they're evenly matched, and they both, you know, are in it after all these years.
Well, I guess that's a challenge from Bidwell to challenge me for next year, to continuing to up the ante. But I hope we'll get to see that man, the winner of the 2025 Season 5 Best of 99. Hopefully we'll see him back again next year to defend that title. Could he play a past champion or someone
champion
brand
versus
new?
Champion? Tetris title on a ladder match? I don't know.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see. And for monthly Tetris, interviews are coming up. So we're going to get both our players in. So Matt and Bat, if you don't mind, just head on over to the CTWC planning channel. So you can come on over to our little voice channel. You should see me, Tang, and Bidwell in there. We're going to switch on over to a beautiful scene right here that features all of us together.
Ooh, let's go.
Hey, you like
True
that?
Brady bunch. I'm in the Alice position. I get to look all around.
I'm gonna look at you right there, Bidwell, and go like, yeah. Look at mine. Oh, hey man, what's going on, buddy?
Thumbs up to that guy.
Thumbs up, baby.
Like we can hear our echo in the other rooms.
Yeah.
Right,
So
to turn our sound down. It's like we're like at a radio sports talk show. Turn your radio down.
turn the radio
you have your,
down. Turn the radio up. Let's see.
Yankees lose, by the way. They're out of the playoffs. Another year of them not winning the World Series. I'm in a good mood.
that's making Bidwell very happy, right?
Oh man, I'll take what I can get.
Yeah. All right, so we do have Mr. Rookout Rogue, Mr. Matt Martin. Good evening to you, sir. Congratulations on your best of 99 win, my friend. Oh, he's hearing the stream. He's hearing the stream. So he's got to mute the stream. Matt, you got to mute the stream. I got to, Bidwell, he's got that cool streamer room, but we got to teach him streaming etiquette, right?
I'm still an old man. Is this good? Is this kind of working?
No.
Yeah.
It sounds like speakerphone Jones, but that's okay. Might need to get that mic a little closer and make sure it's using the right source, but nonetheless, I'm going to also turn off our music here because we don't need that. I want to make sure we hear each other. But yeah, that's all of us here. So while Matt figures it out, Batfoy is back. Batfoy, good evening. How are you, my friend?
Hello, I'm doing good.
Okay, there we go. We got some audio from him. Excellent.
See?
Yeah, there we go. So Matt, see, you could do it. Maybe you might be the Season 5 champion, but Batfoy's the champion of audio engineering. Let's go. Aw, hackers, I'm trying to figure this out. Damn government. Anyway, all right. So while Matt figures it out, we'll start with Batfoy. Batfoy, congratulations. So you've got your own accolades. We got to max out this season. First, let's ask you the question that pretty much is on everybody's mind. How much of a grind and commitment is this best of 99 series that you've done for the last 11 weeks?
I mean, it's gone by surprisingly quickly. It feels like we just started, but it's taking 2 hours out of every Wednesday evening can be a little inconvenient sometimes, but it's not too big of an issue. Pretty fun, so.
Yeah, now has this been really like the most you've played Tetris like consecutively? I know you've been at live events. We haven't really seen you play online really that much. So is this really the most you've played, I guess, over the last calendar year?
Yeah, this is the most I've played in a while.
And so it has. So let's look back at the beginning of the series, right? When you took a 7-2 lumping from Matt there. I mean, it seemed like definitely a lot of rust, right? It seemed like you had to kind of get yourself back in the saddle. And as each week kind of progressed, we saw that, the glimpses of the Batfoy remember from 2018, 2019. Can you tell us a little bit of like what went into any extra training aside from that, or was just more coming into the night and just playing that way?
I didn't practice too much outside of this. I practiced a couple times.
Artists like rolling around right now, right?
We are totally reliving 2019 again. I love it.
But he's more confident. He's more confident now about those answers.
Yeah, it's a little more confident, nonchalant answer, which is perfect. Perfect. I love it.
So, Bat, let's you've had a really good run against Matt in the tournaments. Obviously, CTVC 2019, you defeated him in the quarterfinals to get to semis, and then in 2022, you guys faced off again in a best of 3 in the silver tournament. You kind of had his number. You also did many years ago a super show for friendlies where you and Matt kind of had a rematch after the tournament. You beat him 3-0 there. You maxed out on him there too. Coming into the series, did you feel like that you'd have some dominance over him, or do you think Matt was just kind of more seasoned now at this point?
No, I knew Matt was better than me. I was expecting to maybe come back a bit more later on in the season, but starting out, I knew I would be, dominated by him.
Yeah, no, I mean he put up some really great numbers and definitely a formidable foe. But don't count yourself out. You did a great job this season. Bidwell, what do you got as far as for Batfoy here?
I just amazed at the consistency. Like you were like you said, you felt like you were losing, and it's easy to kind of give up and do nonchalant and just I don't care anymore. But it's good that you're still sticking around. I remember in 2020 you were feeling down, not making the gold bracket, and you stuck around to play in the silver bracket, and you end up winning the goddamn thing. So you've always just been one of my favorite players in that regard, to just stick it all the way through the end, no matter what the circumstances. And I think that's going to serve you well in life, and I'm really proud of you.
Yeah, thank you.
Mr. Chris Tang, what do you have for Batfoy?
So yeah, for this run, since this is the most that you've ever played, I mean, I would assume that since you kind of didn't really practice much for any of the stuff, this is probably the most you've ever played the game. Coming out of Best of 99, what do you feel like has gotten stronger with your play, and how do you think you can apply that to Jonas Cup in a week?
Uh, well, first of all, this isn't the most that I've ever played. Back in my 2019 interview, when I said I only played a couple times a week, I was specifically referring to preparing for CTWC, but like
Okay.
when I first started out, I played
Okay.
quite a bit.
I see.
Clarify that.
Right.
But
To get to that level, you had to grind.
yeah,
You had to do a
yeah.
grind that wasn't something that you were interviewed about before. So okay, I get it. That's cool. So but yeah,
Yeah.
continuing on, what do you think you've learned from this grinding experience going into the week ahead?
So the main thing that I've noticed that I've improved on throughout this season was like, um, obviously like de-rusting. When you, if you've ever like not played for a while and then you start playing again, games feel extremely long. Like you'll be at, I don't know, like 80 lines, and you'll be like, holy cow, I'm only 80 lines in.
Yeah.
But and also the nerves. When I first started playing in CTM, uh, I had a lot of nerves, but then as I kept on playing more and more, and like after CTWC, those nerves completely went away in competition. But then coming back here, those nerves came back again. But
Hmm.
by now, by now it's completely gone again. Like I'm used to it. Just another Wednesday.
That's great to hear.
Love it.
Yeah.
Just another Wednesday, he said. So I guess follow up from Chris's question there is that uh, now you seem like the nerves are starting to edge off a little bit. Do you think that's going to help you into next week?
Yeah, that'll definitely help out. I can't have my heart, racing mid-match.
Yeah, adrenaline going to be pumping big time for Jonas Cup. So certainly we're gonna be looking to see how you're faring in your opinion there. What do you think is your goal for Jonas Cup? What kind of finish are you looking to just be happy with a top 48 performance, or you looking to try to get to Sunday's top 16? Like where do you see yourself with the current gameplay you have right now versus the competition that's going to be out there?
I hope to practice some more this week and become more consistent and hopefully make it to level 29 pretty consistently. But I don't know where that'll put me in the bracket. Uh, let's hope for let's hope for round one, further than round zero.
All right. So there you go. There's a goal, right? There's an attainable goal right there, Bidwell. I mean, the way he's played in this entire series, and obviously tonight has not been a good barometer of what he's been doing. I think we're going to see a very strong Batfoy, and I think a round one opportunity is certainly on the cards.
I think so. I mean, we talk about how great the upper echelon of the rollers who have transferred over to DAS are, but their numbers aren't in 200 or whatever many players we have in Pasadena. We're talking a couple dozen. So breaking into that top 32 is more than feasible for both of these guys.
Without question. All right, so Batfoy, good stuff, man. Hang out here for a moment. We're going to talk to the champ. Here he is. Hopefully you got his tech issues figured out, my man. The virtuoso is supposed to know how to handle a mic. What's going on, man? You're supposed to be a pro streamer.
Yeah, right. Have you hung out with me before? I mean, you're usually the guy fixing my tech right before a match or anything I do.
Ah, man, come on, be honest. You're doing a good job. You figured out how to fix NTC on your own, man. You didn't need me, so you're good on your own. But listen, congratulations. It's a big deal to win something like this. You follow along in the footsteps of Ben Mullen, Jeff, and Sharky as best of '99 champions. Same question from that I gave to Batfoy before. Like the grind of the 11 weeks, 9 games a night, each Wednesday that we're doing. Like, did it take a toll on you, or were you really looking forward to the challenge?
I first off, congrats to Batfoy. The record doesn't show how literally close we were all the time, good games or bad games. We would both biff it at the same time. We would take runs far at the same time. It's just like wild how close we were. So congrats on the way you played, my man. Yeah, no, I didn't know. You just out of the blue asked me to do it, and I was like, cool, that sounds fantastic. I had watched, some of each of the last seasons, and going into it, I didn't know what I was signing up for. The first week or two, I think I felt more of that, like maybe like week 2 or 3, I was like, really, this is my life for the next, you know, 3 months or whatever. But then actually I 180'd on it by week 4 or so. I was like, every week I'm like just waiting for Wednesday. Um, this has been one of the coolest formats, maybe honestly one of my most favorite events I've played in, because this is the kind of interaction and like repetition of games that I want against every player. Like this really shows kind of where the players are at, because especially with DAS, three, best of 5 doesn't tell the story. Like, and I really enjoyed it. Once I got going after the first couple of weeks, it seemed daunting. I was like, we're only at game 18, and then I got how many more? But I look forward to it. And now I'm kind of sad that it's done, because it's just like my Wednesday night thing now.
Yeah,
Like you said, another Wednesday.
and the funny thing is, give the Chris is here a little inside baseball. So what would happen is usually I'd let these guys know like in advance that Wednesday morning. I'd say, okay, reminder, we got best of 99, just in case they would forget.
Yep.
Then I got to a point where like the last 6 weeks, Matt is the first one like in my message like, are we on tonight? We're making this happen. I'm ready to go. What time we starting? I'm ready. I'd be like, oh, I'm sorry, I forgot to message you. So yeah, no, what he just said was very true. That he was looking forward to it. But yeah, it's definitely a grind. When did it hit you, Matt? About it seemed like right off the bat when we were talking about stats and we went over like what Sharky's numbers were that first night and what he did. Like we could tell throughout the entire series that you really did take the stats to heart and you were trying to make sure that every game you could try to get to 600K. Did it hit you at that moment when we were doing the stat coverage, or was that just like a goal you had for yourself coming in?
Yeah, no, I mean, whenever you first flashed those stats at the beginning, probably night 1, when you like showed that those stats were tracked, I was like, okay, bet. Like I want to like Sharky's 17 maxes seemed daunting. I'm like, okay, that's crazy. I'm not gonna get there. But just the number of 600Ks was tracked kept me honestly playing. I think I played really well that first night, and I think that was a big part of it, because I was just. Oh, can you hear me?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, my screen changed. That first night I played more consistently, because I was like, well, if I can just make it to 500,000, I know I can do that pretty much every game, and 600K isn't that much further. So I ended up with some really good scores that first, maybe 2 maxes even the first night. I don't remember, but it was that incremental. Like I just got to take over 500. Okay, just get to 600, and after that, the pressure was kind of off. So I wish that I could keep that mindset all the time, honestly, rather than this game needs to hit 1.1, 1.2.
Yeah,
It's that Village Brother brick by brick, yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
And correct. Yes, you did have the 2 max outs that first night. That's kind of what led me and Bidwell to start talking about. Like, if you played like that every single week, you potentially could destroy Sharky's record. If you average 2 max outs per week, that would get you to 22, and you would obliterate his 17, right? So certainly that's in the back of the mind. Yeah. Now, just real quick, because on the stats page that we show here in the pregame, we're only showing the 5 and the 600Ks, but I do track the 7, the 8s, and the 9s as well. So if you guys wanted to know going into tonight, numbers wise, Batfoy had 21 700K games, 14 800K games, and 5 900K games with the 1 max out, while Mr. Matthew Martin had 39 700K games, 28 800K games, 14 900K games, and the 7 max outs that we had mentioned. So,
Okay.
it percentage wise, when we're looking at the 90 games overall, Matt, 16% of the time was getting to 900. Just think about that. That's an insane stat to look at.
That's not bad. That's not bad. I don't know if it helps or hurt to not really think about that along the way of like, oh, this like that pressure of 900.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, I think listen, I think that's telling, because as we go into Jonascup next week, and we'll obviously talk to you about that momentarily. You're looking at the consistency. That's what's going to get you far in these tournaments. Being consistent, trying to put up good scores, and staying alive, right? Trying to not have those early top out, giving those games away. And looking at this evening, you have a perfect night again. No full starts, thanks to Batfoy, right? Hint, hint, nudge, nudge. Bats. Make sure the $20 goes his way later.
It's a team effort.
So that tremendous 4% of the games we played of the 99, 4% you had less than 100,000 points as a top out. What do you attribute that stat to? Like what is it that got you to play so hard, play so well to make sure you get out of those digs and survive to get to 100K?
I guess get good, bro. I mean, I don't know. It feels very bad to top out. And honestly, it may only be 4%, but every night that I would hit one of those false starts, that's the game I'm going to remember the rest of the night. Like, it just feels so bad to biff one, but I mean, I guess it's going to happen to any player. It just, I don't know. Like, if you gave yourself 100 games and you had no goal other than get over 100K, I think most people could do it. But that's not the thing you're focused on the most. So I guess that's okay to drop one once in a while, but it feels bad. I don't like it. I don't even like 4 games. I wanted perfect on that.
No, and you did have a good run. I think you had 28 games in a row before you had your first full start. So, I mean,
Yeah.
again, Bidwell, go ahead and Matt Martin, questions for him.
Well, let's just take the whole career arc. You are in this unique position that you weren't part of the original gang in the 2010s. You weren't a teenager in 2019 coming in on the Joseph Saley train. You are smack dab in the middle, and there's very few players who are in your age range who've gone on this Tetris journey that you've gone on. Can you briefly kind of take us through that, like what you're feeling and what this game has done for you over these years, and what this game means to you in your life? I know that's a very broad and weird question, but it's interesting to me because there's really, if you don't have anybody else to compare yourself, no peers, then who are you really fighting against? And it's probably yourself, I would imagine.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. I was telling my girlfriend earlier, like as you guys were talking, and I'm like, it's weird that 6 years later, you guys are still talking about the 2019, like winning the regional and like that good run, against Harry and Buko. It's like I didn't know at the time what a big deal that was going to be, and I think when I came in that year, yeah, there was Joseph, there was Batfoy, there were a couple younger people, but most of the group was still around my age. Like I didn't feel out of place that year, but I could tell like the writing was on the wall. It's like, oh, like I got here, like I was very lucky, very fortuitous timing for me to just show up right when that change happened of like the young guard came in and shoved everybody else out. And not that they needed to be shoved out, but not only can the older players tend to not be able to keep up with the scores, but a lot of them just kind of faded away, or because it changed so drastically. I guess maybe especially with rolling and stuff, it got so daunting to even try to keep up. But for me, because I was new, I kind of got the respect of an older player, even though I was brand new. I was a rookie, but for me, being an older player, maybe they got their run of 5 or 10 years of it. I was fresh. I was like, I'm ready to go. Like, this is my thing now. So maybe I dedicated more time than the average, 30, 40-year-old that maybe I have. Maybe I shouldn't be spending this. Maybe it's irresponsible for me to play this much as an adult. But I was driven from that year because I was just fresh at it.
Oh, certainly, and we've seen the greatness from it. Mr. Chris Tang, what do you have for Mr. Matt Martin?
I really like that the sequence that we just heard there. That was some valuable insight to know that your being fresh going into the scene made you more motivated to hang with it, and you're the only player of kind of like that cross generation, not a teenager, that took up rolling. And I believe you're still doing it, right? Like you're still practicing rolling. Do you plan on maining DAS and entering DAS tournaments, or do you think you're going to continue trying to improve your rolling and maybe, just maybe, defeat some teenagers in the years to come?
Man, that dream is still alive somewhere in my brain, as silly as it is. Like, I do dabble with it still. I'm doing the knuckling now. It's rolling, but using knuckles instead, and that helps me some. But I'm right in that pocket of like I'm I can clear like 20 or 30 lines sometimes. So I'm like, maybe if I keep going, I can get it. But that's where I just am plateaued with the rolling stuff. I just don't feel like I'm really getting better at it or could ever approach like, scoring real points on it. So I think, I mean, I know I'll always main DAS. Like I that will be my thing. I kind of just do it because it kind of feels good, honestly, to like mess around with it sometimes. But I don't. I'll even play like an 18 or 19 game, and I'm terrible. Like I can't. I'm way better with DAS. Um, so I think I'll always main DAS, especially had it not had this renaissance. I think I would dedicate myself and try to get there. I don't think I ever would get there with rolling, but I think I would try. I'm very thankful that DAS has like found its place and its groove again. Because that's where my heart is, and that's just like the way I chill out and play the game. So yeah, I'll probably. I mean, DAS for life. Honestly, I just kind of mess around with the other stuff.
No, I'm really happy for you that that came about and that we definitely have an audience for that and we have events for it now and you'll
Yeah.
be able to continue to play and improve. And speaking of which, I've seen you get so much better. Like the survivability that you have now, your maneuverability when the stack is high, is amazing now. What about the best of 99 improvements on? And also, is there any insight you have into how you've gotten to improve your survivability over these years?
Uh, Thank you. First of all, that's awesome to hear that. Yeah, I mean, I would see the players like Josh Tolles, especially Green Tea, some of those players that could do those top high survival stuff, and I was like, you shouldn't be up there. First of all, what are you doing? And also, I knew that I couldn't do it. And now, a couple of these games, even tonight, I'm like, oh, I should not have survived that. When you see me laugh the most, it's when I'm laughing at myself.
Yeah.
I got so bailed. But I don't know. I think the best of 99, again, I really like this format. And it the pressure's still there. You want to perform well overall, but not every game is like, if I top out now, it's over. I go home. It's like, hey, I can be a little riskier. Like I'm not trying to push myself to the top, but if I get in that situation, the pressure isn't so high. You're not like beating yourself up of you're done. It's like maybe I get it, maybe I don't, because I do play that way a lot at home. It's hard for me to get in a competitive mindset where I'm consistent all the time since I'm usually grinding for high scores. If I had any advice as far as like the up top stuff, it's just that for me, I always am going for like 1.2, 1.3 silly scores. So I end up in a lot of those high positions, whether I want to be or not. It's just trying to keep efficiency up. I'm up there a lot. So I guess just over time, I've learned to survive as best I can up there. I still hate being there. I don't like being at the top. But
Yeah, Bidwell's always like, look, like, why is he up there? No, you DAS players shouldn't be up there. Oh my god.
Same. I feel it. I feel the same emotions as he's putting voice to. It's for sure.
Yeah, for sure. So, but no, tremendous job by both of you. You both have been stellar, as we've talked about all season long, right? You guys have just been neck and neck, and the amount of 5-4s. It got a little ridiculous. Like even Tyler was like 5-4 again. Do I got to make this graphic to just say that? He just basically copied and pasted what the previous result was from the week ago. He's like, "Hey, I'm done. Here you go." So it's crazy, but I mean, it's just an attribute to how great you two guys are. I mean, you're forever linked together for that epic quarterfinals that you put on, and it just seems like you guys find your way into the tournament. Start with Batfoy first. Uh, would you be interested in seeing Matt and you kind of lock up and maybe the round of 16 or even the quarterfinals rematch for this again?
Ooh, and at Jonascup, that would be pretty interesting. But I also kind of want to see one of us like crush some rollers, like stick it to them.
Yeah, those rollers pretending to be DAS players, right? How dare they? So,
Yeah,
Batfoy, if you which opponent, if you're making it to top 16, obviously you got so many good players are going to be there. As mentioned, Fractal, Blue Scooty, Meme is going to be there. If which player are you looking forward to maybe locking up with the most if you had an opportunity?
That's a good question.
There's just so
Maybe
many good ones,
maybe
right?
yeah, there's a lot of good ones. Maybe like Blue Scooty. That way I can say, I beat the 13-year-old who beat Tetris.
There you go.
Or yeah, not
That's
beat but played against.
yeah, defeated, right? Defeated, yeah.
Yeah.
Or if you face off against Meme, right? What about the icon Ben Mullen, right, fellow Minnesotan? Have you two ever played before?
Have we played? I mean, we've played.
We did that. We did an exhibition after
Yeah.
qualifications when it was you, me, and Ben, and somebody else was jumping in there too. And I was the bottom feeder, losing every game. But I thought that was pretty cool that we had some Minnesota pride going on there with Team Old, because you feel like an old soul to me. I know you're a youngin. I know you're part of the team, but you kind of feel more on the older guys hang off to the side, kind of talking junk about the teenagers. And we keep saying teenagers, Chris, Tang, and Kingsman, but they're all in their 20s now. We're going to change our vernacular too. But I always kind of Matt Martin has always felt like an older guy because he is, but he's an in betweener. But I also amongst the kids, Batfoy kind of feels more like an old guy, just in your demeanor and your speech and whatnot.
Yeah, Ben said the same thing for gas at least.
So that would be some interesting matchups there to lock up. Matt, same question for you. Who would you like to try to lock up with as far as some of the top players, or even Matthew Bucco is coming, right? He's locked in. He's going to be
Oh.
there. What about a rematch with him from when 2019 matchup you guys had?
Heck yeah, dude. Give me a Buko, give me a Harry Hong, give me a Ben Mullen. I'll crush all those fools.
There
Do
you go.
not give me a Batfoy. Like we had our time here. I love it. I do not want to play him in live setting. He takes me every time. But no, for real, I don't want to face. I do want to face Batfoy to keep that legend going, but no, I don't want to lose a third time live to him. Um, Buko would be cool. Any of the well-known players, especially the older players. But I mean, to Batfoy's point, that's what I want to see is one of the older generation players, not just age-wise, but one of the older school players beat the rollers. Like so spread us out. I don't really want to face off of any of those people because that means one of us falls. I want all of us to take out the rollers, the real young kids or the newcomers.
All right.
I don't know if I haven't heard or I don't think Harry's going. I would love to play Harry again someday. Like a green tea would be awesome to play against. I don't think I've ever played him, but no, I don't know. I guess if I'm gonna lose, I want to lose to a legend. But like I said, I just want us all the older players or people who've been around the scene for a long time to all rise up the ranks. I guess.
Yeah, and that kind of leads me to like one of my final questions here for you, Matt, is that last year at Jonascup, the inaugural one, you were coming in, you were hoping to have a good performance. You did a good qual. You had one, I think that you had a round zero bye, I believe, and you go into round one, and you faced Timmy Kim, and he kind of shocked people, and he defeated you. You're out on Saturday,
Mhm.
right? You didn't even make it to top 16 Sunday. Like, just give us a walkthrough of how you felt at that moment. Did you feel defeated and like underwhelmed about the performance, and was that more of a driver to after we pitched out to you to come for best of 99, that was really like, yeah, I need to have a better performance this year?
Uh, that one didn't feel great. Yeah, it hurt, but I knew there were a lot of players that had taken DAS seriously at that point. With the big tournament like that announced, I knew there'd be a lot, and the margins are thinner with DAS players. Like, the best quote unquote best player doesn't always win. Like, you're gonna biff a game, even the best do, and so that one hurt. But I think in that moment in that weekend, I had really put a lot of pressure on myself because I knew I wasn't like a favorite, but people were talking like my name was in the conversation to go far, and I'm like, I wanted to like a PSA, be like, no, like absolutely not. It's very close for so many DAS players. So it didn't shock me. It hurt, obviously, but no, I had a lot of pressure, and I think I have a lot of it again. But I knew in that moment losing, it's like, hey, if this continues to be a thing, I'm going to be out here every single year that I can. So one of these years, I'm going to have a better run, and maybe that's not this year either. But yeah, like it wasn't that shocking to me. I mean, yeah, I just played in the CTM, lost against Vance, and a player I've never played. I don't really know a lot, but I lose. It's like, yeah, there's a lot of good DAS players. So, yeah, it's not going to be shocking if I don't make it to day 2 again. So.
All right. Well, the history of the best of 99, the winner has come out and has done great things at the next major, right? We've talked about historically that, online Ben had at least made the bronze tournament in 2021. Jeff in 2022 got the 4 DAS max outs to have the record at that time and make it back to the gold for the final time on his career. Then you had, him go to the silver Final Four the year after that in 2023. You had Sharky with the number 1 seed, 6 DAS max outs for the world record at that time now. So
Yeah.
2025, man, you're the season champion. So there's a pattern here. There's a pattern, right? All that training, those 99 games come to fruition and make something happen. So we'll certainly be excited to see how you perform next week, and we're excited to see you out there. Bidwell, final thoughts for our heroes.
I'm just happy everybody could come together like this. We talk nostalgia. It has only been 6 years, but it just makes me more excited to get my crap packed up tonight and hit that 5:20 a.m. flight and head out to the West Coast and see you all guys in Portland. And every time I see the videos of these older events and you see the square lights above, there's a lot of history in that building, and I get goosebumps every time I walk in there. And I expect to repeat that again next weekend.
That's excellent. Yeah, Mr. Chris Tang, pleasure to have you here this evening. The first ever Lifetime Achievement Award winner in Classic Tetris. Your final words for our 2 great players here.
I'm just really happy and inspired to see you guys in it and playing your best. And I think that both of you actually have a very special place in inspiring other people to want to play for different reasons. I think Batfoy, I mentioned this in commentary, but you can have a champion like Joseph Saley, who you could say is like the 16-year-old who proved it was possible. But when you've only got one, like, you think it's impossible, but you were the second one, and I think having more than one actually made it legitimately viable for people to get into the game. So I think you play Batfoy, you play a much bigger role in how we've grown and the legitimacy of being able to rise to the top from being a teenage competitor at the time. I mean, a lot of us were. I was, when I started playing video game competitions. So thank you for staying with it and coming back, into the game after taking a break, after a few years. And I'm looking forward to seeing you at Jonascup. And Matt Martin, for you, almost the same thing, but for, an older generation, my generation, not being a teenager, showing that it's possible to, even take up rolling, even if it's not your main play style, but then sticking with it all these years. And even having that insight in the interview just now of you having the motivation to, like the come at me, bro, I'm ready attitude is something that I see in you, and that inspires me to maybe, if I say one day that if I ever do get into rolling myself, I'll say, yeah, Matt Martin showed me that it was possible.
Wow, great words there from Mr. Chris Tang. Batfoy, our season 5 runner-up. Final thoughts on the whole 99 series and what your takeaways are from it, and any other thoughts.
Well, it's been a lot of fun. I appreciate all of you guys hosting this every single week, taking, about 2 hours out of your day. And wish I could have played better against Matt Martin towards the end, but what can you do? I could have practiced more, but I'm a little tight on time. But yeah, I appreciate you inviting me onto this and everything and hosting.
No, I mean we appreciate that you accepted it, right? That when I put this concept together, trying to get you, because once Sharky told me he was not returning, I was like, okay, we're gonna have to get fresh faces in here, and I reached out to Matt first and pitched it to him, and he said, "Ah, Hacker's bad again. You damn right, I want to kick his ass." And then once you confirmed, you got to me right away. And said, "Yeah, I would love to do this. I knew we had something special in our hands once I got you guys. So no, thank you for accepting. Thank you for the commitment. Again, you're a very busy young man, 21 years old. Graduating college soon. You got that internship you were doing for a while. So you're a very busy young man. So we appreciate you taking the time out of your busy schedule to do this. And hopefully you'll have a good run at Jonascup and to our champion, Season 5 champion. You get a trophy next week. You know that, buddy?
Yeah, dude. Yeah, dude.
We'll have a nice little presentation for you at Jonascup, and certainly, like to hear your final thoughts on the whole series. It seems like you had a lot of fun, and of course, the main question: are you looking to return to defend your title?
Oh, yeah, dude. If that's on the table, absolutely. Whoever you got, I'd be happy to do this again. Yeah. Overall, for real, thank you, Kingsman, Bidwell, Tang, every guest you had on to commentate. Making this happen every week has been like so fun. Really, every week I look forward to Wednesdays right now. Thank you, Batfoy, for playing, and thank you for picking that matchup because clearly that was the right opponent for that was the closest one you've had, right? So yeah, it's awesome to play him again, and I really liked having not complete blowouts on either side. Like it was just a good matchup, and yeah, hearing the commentary from you both each week in and week out was just awesome. It really is one of my favorite things I've played in. So absolutely, man. If I'm able to play it again and you have somebody for me, that'd be awesome for sure.
Listen, I think the line's gonna
Let's
be out the door,
go.
man. I mean, our chat here, rap sheet, saying Matt versus Maestro KC rematch. I mean, you want to play mice 99 times. I mean, that not for nothing, but the lore here. We talk about the DAS Renaissance and on all that stuff. Maestro, the KC champion, was the guy that kind of began the DAS revolution. He called it right back in 2021 when it seemed
Yeah.
DAS was pretty much the dead play style and was never going to really compete, and it was kind of thought to be well, the lights went out here. Thought to be kind of the the end for it. He said no, it's not over. It's still alive. I'm going to keep it alive. I'm going to create an DAS evolution. And look where we are 4 years later from what he was saying. That Matt DAS is bigger and
Yeah.
better than ever.
He called it.
He called it. Yeah. So yeah, no. Obviously the champion would be welcome to come back, and who knows, maybe champion versus champion next season. Sharky could be looking to lick his chops and say, you know what, you can't break my records. I'm gonna take some back.
He's right though. I hate it, but he's right. I got the highest score though, so I took him down on that.
Yes, you got a couple on him, so
He's
he's
doing
got
about
some
that.
motivation too.
I'm not
Yeah,
gonna lie, Matt. He's
absolutely.
doing a little bit with our calls that we have. Sometimes he's like, dang. He's like, I could have got it, but one piece.
That's right.
All right then. Well, folks, thanks so much for watching. Again, thank you to Matt Martin and Batfoy for their commitment. It is a true commitment. Being here each and every week for 11 weeks, playing 9 games straight is not easy. They're putting in that 90 minutes of time to come here and play and do all that stuff. And kudos to you guys for doing that. Just chance we had no hiccups really throughout the whole entire 11 weeks. That means you guys are pros, and I really appreciate that. Has certainly enhanced the production value of what we're doing here. I'd like to thank Chris Bidwell again, as I mentioned, the Iron Man of Classic Tetris. He's been hanging out with me for these 5 years. Chris, we'll do it again next year. This is my favorite series, and I love hanging out with you doing this. And Mr. Chris Tang, honor as always for you to come in and grace us, and I will certainly see you at Jonascup, and can't wait to hear you call. Perhaps you'll get this rematch in the final. That'd be great.
Yeah, no, it's been a real honor. Thank you so much for having me on for the finale. I know I wanted to kind of like warm up, commentary wise for next week, and I'm ready to go. Let's do this. And so thanks to everybody out there, watching on Twitch and YouTube, following the series, and also supporting us, helping our events happen. We had our fundraiser, and I think we're near $6,000 now, and that's a big relief. We do these events, and we had the big CTWC every year, but as the demand increased and we have to expand, needs and the time and the labor that goes into it also increases exponentially. So all the help that we can get is definitely appreciated.
Without question. So if you like, still chance to contribute, Jonascup in our channels here on Twitch and YouTube, and that'll take you to our tipping page. Please support CTWC so we can continue to do great events such as this, so that way our great players like Matt and Bat can come out and participate at these wonderful events. So thank you so much. And of course, thank you to Titrus, who's hanging out for.
Yeah, I was about to say that.
Yeah, all
Wake it up right at the end.
Yeah, well, he just woke up like about half an hour ago, so it's fine. But no, obviously Tyler has been tremendous. He's been a great partner, and is kind of like freelancing for friendlies, and is really up the production level on the graphics and what he's done for the scene, for our gameplay and stuff like that. So thank you, Tyler. You've been tremendous help. Appreciate you, buddy. You're the best.
Boom, ketchup packet for Titrus.
Indeed. Oh, yeah, without question. All right, folks, so that's it. We are wrapped. The season has come to an end. We're donezo. And the king is getting ready. Bidwell's got to go pack. He's not sleeping tonight.
I know. No sleep for
no sleep.
I can't believe we're just a week away from Jonascup. I got a lot of work to do too. So yeah, we're getting ready for the big event in Portland. It used to be CWC, but now it's all about the Jonascup. And really happy that DAS events are still, a thing that we all love. So I guess I'm out too. Boom, Tetris for you.
Boom, Tetris for all of you. As Christang has mentioned, there it is, Jonascup. October 17th to the 19th, it is the DAS Championship. Go on over. You can use !DAS. We'll take you to our registration link, so you can go ahead and register if you like to participate. Top 48 will be playing in our gold main event. 32 will be playing in a silver tournament. So we're going to have up to 80 people participating in a bracket, and only one will be crowned the champion. Can't wait for it, man. It's going to be an exciting time. It's an exciting season. Again, thank you so much for all of you for hanging out, watching. We're going to send you all on over to the Classic Tetris 24/7 channel, so you can see it right there. Classic Tetris anytime you want. Throw back to your favorite CTWC recordings at all hours, 24/7. You can find that on Twitch at Classic Tetris 24/7 or on YouTube at the CTWC Archives channel. We're going to head on over there momentarily, but before I sign us off, I'll leave you with a great video that Tyler did make for me that we announced at the fundraiser last Friday. We're going to have a very special main event, as Chris Tang alluded to earlier tonight. We will get Rivals 6 Friendly Super Show coming in November 21st. And we announced the main event is signed, sealed, and delivered. It's one for the ages, and perhaps could be for the final time. The rivalry may come to an end now. It's Corian and Joseph Saley, the 2019 vibes. Guys, this is it. The penultimate, or actually the ultimate, right? The ultimate 2019 feel to end 2025. Corian and Joseph will go one more time. I'll throw to the video. We'll all head on out, and I'll see you guys all in Portland next week. Have a good night, and thank you.
Rivals, a term that is used so often in competition. That knowledge of having to be challenged to your full potential, to know that there is someone out there that will push you to your limits time and time again. It brings out the best in all of us.
Korean, Korean, Korean.
Jonas gets Tetris. Jonas only has 3 lines left. He has an opportunity to build 1 more Tetris. Orion gets the long bar, and he knocks it out.
Who do you think your biggest rival?
Joseph.
Just
Joseph.
the Tetris now.
13-piece drought. 17-piece drought. There's the
double.
bar.
Boom!
There it is.
Tetris for Joseph.
And yours.
And we have a new Tetris World Champion.
I've got my hyper tapping. Look at that.
This is Joseph Staley, the innovator of post-kill screenplay, the original player to break all those records. Yes!
So he's gonna have to take him. He's at A92. Tetris for Dog at B17. Joseph trying to tap out some extra points now here at 29.